Yo, what's going on everybody? Xanthos Vice here, and we are back with some more Punishing Grey Raven. I hope you guys had a great day today. Yes, I'm finally back with some more PGR. Sorry it took a while, but I just wanted to get some of the other stuff out of the way first. So anyway, where we last left off, we had finished with the Elisa Echo one. And once again, gotta give it up to the game so far. Once again, another stellar chapter as it was. Again, kind of with like Elisa having the whole like survivalist dilemma, or what do they call that? Anyway, having gone through all of that, finally confronting Dr. Pikmin, aka Kugawa Kurino. And again, all we can do is hope that it actually gives us more leverage against Kurino as a whole, considering now we understand what both Project Winter and the Catilla project were both like based on, or what their main goal was, and it's like showing the different interpretations which would lead to reaching the Ascension, or potentially reaching the Ascension Network anyway. But of course, right after we solved that situation, they're actually setting up for Chapter 27, just to do with the whole Watanabe situation. Which, very interesting, so I'm guessing this next one, Cradle Parade, is going to be more focused on just only specifically Lamia, or maybe even also like what the Ascendants are up to, if I had to make a guess. But yeah, we're gonna at least do a bit of it today. Definitely not gonna be finishing it. I'm gonna at least put 2 hours in, just because it's like, I don't know, I'm just a bit out of energy today. I don't really know why. I haven't really done anything. I mean, I did have the Loving Wave stream, but it wasn't like mentally exhausting or anything, so I don't know. We're just gonna get through this today, and then like I said, still be the normal scheduled streams for the next 2 days, and hopefully I can finish this on Monday or Tuesday, depending on which day I'm more free to do a stream for that. And then I'll be all caught up right before the update that happens, so hopefully I'll be ready for that. So yeah, let's go ahead and do the last chapter that I need to complete before moving forward. See, it looks like this is actually like longer than even the last chapter, which is like great, because it shows like 51 parts, so it's like it's not as long as Renaissance de Fantastique, but it's definitely longer than the other chapters we've gone through. Like I said, we're just gonna see how far we can get in around like 2 hours-ish. Anyone who has common sense will remember that the bewilderments of the eyes are of 2 kinds, and arise from 2 causes. Either from coming out of the light, or from going into the light. Which is true of the mind's eye, quite as much as the bodily eye. And he who remembers this when he sees anyone whose vision is perplexed and weak, will not be too ready to laugh. He will first ask whether that soul of man has come out of the brighter light, and is unable to see because unaccustomed to the dark. Or, having turned from darkness to the day, is dazzled by excess of light. Plato, the Republic. But yeah, speaking of, it actually has been a while since we even seen Lamia, right? April 1st, April Fool's Day. Faze decided to crack a cruel joke. Grey River Command has vanished. Transport craft back to Babylonia got ambushed. All emergency items got wrecked, and even the parachutes turned out to have massive holes. Only spotted once they were open. This would have made a splash this humanity's hero, lauded by all, plummeted into a corrupted river. Search teams have gone into overdrive, scouring the river, grilling everyone involved. The person they are after is nowhere in sight. Right. True, because we had even heard, like, at the end of the chapter that when they reported in, the red tide had covered that area. But no signs of, like, the command having been there, so they don't really know what happened after. That's what happened. Sometime after the disappearance incident. Finally wake up from a prolonged coma, facing the dangerous unknown alone. Oh, okay. So it's not directly going into it. Okay, wow. I didn't think I would actually still be up by that. But then again, I guess I do kind of have to figure out how exactly did I even end up in, like, the countryside before Watanabe met up with me, because even if I had crash landed, there's no way they would have found me immediately over there, or anyone would have known ahead of time. And true, now that I think about it, we still haven't even gone through Lamia's whole transformation, too. Oh, God. Whose plan am I involved in this time? Your brain feels like a soggy sponge. You head to every lift. Even your memories are all fuzzy. Your body strapped to some old table and chair, devoid of any leeway for movement. Yeah, it's like, come on, I'm not stupid enough to cry for help. It's just you in a sealed medical room, trapped with no way out except for that tightly locked door. Full of medical gear, all stained with old blood, like silent witnesses to past tragedies. Gotta get out of here now. Then out of nowhere, the lock clicks open. A frail figure shuffles in through the door. Lithos, you're awake. Later than I thought. Are you okay? Really? Great. Nah, Lithos must have been waiting for the perfect opportunity, right? There's no way that's like, out of the goodness of their heart, they decided to save me. Just down a plate of barely cooked fish. Especially for the concern in you. What's your plan now? Initially, I was going to turn you into a construct. For us, it's only constructs that qualify as seeds, fitting for our plan. Right, the next generation. Forgot about that. But since you kept turning us down, we had to resort to some less than gentle tactics to bring you here. And here you are, still human after a long coma. Wait, that was them? I thought for sure it was Kurano trying to... Well, then again, even if they already had enough proof as it was to, like, make a solid case against them, so it wouldn't really do anything. Ever wonder why? Seems like you've had an inkling all along. The Grey Reaver Commandant, hailed as humanity's hero, has no affinity to Tantalum 193. Right. Yeah, because we hadn't really had that clarified, but it's like, the fact that I'm a commandant doesn't necessarily mean I can't be a construct. Because, like, that's the same thing you could think about for Chrome. It's like, you as a commandant, yet he's a construct. But it's like, if that's the case, then why don't I do it too? Because I can't. You've held on to this secret, never once denying it when asked. Quite intriguing, isn't it? They've heard from some of us stationed in Babylonia that Bianca and Liv but felt the pull of their specialized frames, glimpsing the simulation of the future. In every scenario, your life ends as a human. Didn't they ever suspect anything? Why don't you tell them? Fear worrying your companions. Perhaps it was an order. Oh, wait, what? They don't know it? I mean, I figured it would be like a top secret for, like, just the general public. But I thought it was like, it would have been well known, like, that's the reason. I see. So now this also kind of explains, like, why they always have to find me, right? At least when Babylonia or Nicola makes their move, right? Because they can't just really take me and then, they can't just think about, like, oh, if he's in a life or death state, we can just immediately turn into a construct. No, that logic is, like, already thrown out the window by that point. I see. Now I'm starting to understand why it's like, I can only be a hero of humanity as a human. Yo, what's up, Aya? How you doing? Decided to try Wellra? Nice! Good to hear you at least decided to try it out. How's it going for you so far? Anyway, still, yeah, okay. Well, that... But really, even my teammates didn't even know I was a construct? Like, Bianca, sure, but not even them. Well, then again, I guess because you can kind of check their memories through the mind, it probably would be better not to have that information out in the open. Especially since people like Kurano or even Norman would probably try to take advantage of that information. So fair. Alright, sadly I had to delete Triple Z in order to do so. Ah, okay. I mean, it's not like your account is completely gone forever. And what made you decide to, like, delete Triple Z, if I may ask, if it's not a problem? Which reminds me, I still have to try it out at some point, but again, it's like, I already have too many gacha games to think about that. I can't really focus on another one. My iPad can't hold for... Ah, okay, gotcha. What do you ever gotchas that you have? Don't let it get you down too much. Being adaptable is just a last resort. As commandant, what really matters Is your mind-being connection rate and physical shape? But if you're dead set on marching to the front lines, best to keep this adaptability report under wraps. Frontline commandants are always in the hot seat. Successful grants usually have the adaptability ace up their sleeves. When the missions aren't make or break, those without it get special treatment. Oh, I see. Right. Okay, now that actually does make sense now. Yeah, the only reason I deleted it is because it's the gacha I played least. No, that's fair. That's true. I'm just gonna try out, and if I don't like it, I'll delete and get triple Z back. Yeah, that's true, because again, in the end of the day, even if you delete the game, you're not deleting your account, because that's not linked to your email and stuff, so... Yeah, alright. I mean, at least you're giving it a try. I can at least commend for that, because a lot of people just... They either choose to just ignore it completely, or just, like, be like, nah, just only be for that game only. So, I appreciate you at least trying it out. By the way, what got you to actually give it a try now anyway? Just curious. And true, nowadays I don't really hear much about Triple Z nowadays. Not like Triple Z's dead or anything, but it's just usually the only things that I talk about are like the ones that are going up and up, like WoWo, or those that are spiraling downhill, like those two games that shall not be named. Like being handed simpler missions or sticking to the cushy rear. Simon had it that way, but you said that was not what you wanted. Oh, I see. Because I kept wondering, right, like, why is it Simon isn't involved in more missions? Like, he's only there when it's like, we need everybody we can get. That's the reason why. Okay. Okay, that makes perfect sense. Because again, it's like, they could have used what happened last time when he was covering for me when I was unconscious after the battle with the twins to make Simon a construct. But they didn't. Now I understand that too. Yeah, I guess it would be true that we'd just be getting cushier missions with that. It wouldn't really give Grey Raven as much of a chance of fighting compared to the other times when I'm on the battlefield with them, apart from when I'm not. I see a lot of people play WoW, and also the art style and combat look pretty. No, yeah, that's fair. I think that's at least a good enough reason. Because again, it's like, if A is getting reviews, you'd want to at least want to know, like, what's making it so hot and stuff, you know? Like, at least seeing what it has to offer that others potentially can, or maybe missing. This isn't my first time seeing someone tinker with their report, but most folks aren't itching to hit the front lines to pass the fail. Training a commandant isn't a walk in the park. Getting nabbed to pull the stunt usually ends up with a slap on the wrist. Mull it over carefully, because this is about your future too. Humans age, get banged up or disabled. Nobody can stay young and battle ready. These issues don't hinge on your determination or ideals, unless you're gunning to meet your maker on the battlefield. You're not up for cooking the books? Maybe it's time to reconsider my pitch to work at Command Central. Could that also have to do with why I never choose to get promoted either, right? Because, like, maybe that's not the main reason, but it's like, if people knew about my current status and everything, they'd be like, wait, he was human? You know? Like, on one side, you can use that as a way of, like, raising morale to be like, even humans are capable of combating the punishing virus. But taken another way could mean that I'm just that more susceptible to ruining everything, especially my connections with very remarkable constructs like Lucia, Liv, and Lee, and it's like, if I somehow turned up to the wrong path because I'm just plain old human and don't have the chance to be a construct, then, well, we don't really need to get into more of those details, but I can see where it's probably would go. I could also move Genshin to Xbox, but the thing about that is get to play as often. No, yeah, that's true, because unlike where it's like you do it on your on your iPad where it's like easily accessible, you have to go all the way to like your TV or monitor that you hook up your Xbox to, and then to have it load up, and then to get in the game, and then to have it process, and then to get into the game, and then reverse that whole process after. I definitely see why you wouldn't do that, especially if you still are playing Genshin at least a decent amount. Then it's fair. Especially since it does also take a while for Genshin to even load, even when I just have it on my phone. So, not alone with that. I can definitely see why you want to move it to your Xbox. Asimov's in on this too, right? And he opted to keep it under wraps for your sake. Humanity's hero can't flip the switch and become a construct, meaning you're destined to stand with humans, lean toward their side in the grand scheme. The current vibe in Babylonia is that constructs ought to snag a few human rights. But if word gets out about this chink in your armor, you're bound to lose a chunk of support from the lower tier constructs. Right. Maybe throwing your weight behind someone like Crow, who's all about seeing both sides, might be a smarter move, right? But then again, he's gone full-blown construct, much into a different beat than you. Seems like your view's a bit skewed. Is that so? Well, most of what I know about Babylonia comes from these defectors. And let me tell you, they're never gonna spin some fairy tales. Please, there's no way just regular constructs know about this. This is probably from their real backers, like Kurino, right? Because again, it's like, that's the other reason, right? Because that's why they can go with torture on me. Because, again, I'm still human. Not like they'd ever have to worry about like me becoming a construct and them being immune to their methods. I could be on a vacation when I have an Xbox. No, yeah, that's true. That's another fair point. Because it's true, it's like sometimes on the go you just need to like give you a gadget game real quick just to do it on the fly. Like if you forget all of a sudden, oh, I forgot to do my daily login, or forgot to do my daily quest, which only take like 5 minutes. Instead of just not doing it at all. Now that you're clued in, you should get why I can't be the seed you're fishing for. But, let me hang around for now. What's the catch? We've been chewing on how to convert those without adaptability into the mind. Convert them into the mind? To be precise, it's more like getting to a state that's close to the mind. If you've ever seen constructs switching frames, you've seen the object separated from the head and torso. Our soul is stored in there. At least that's my take on it. Turning into that kind of form, but still keeping yourself conscious intact in a frame similar to your own is a tough task. For the humanoid hybrid constructs, or those diving into the Ascension Network for a data feast, it's an even tougher one. Those who manage to achieve this typically have a more beautiful brain, extremely strong emotions, and profound self-awareness. Just what I'm after. Only those with a mind stable enough can be given birth by Cadilla as a whole. Cadilla? By now you must have seen her, or rather, her little cradle. You used to tag her as the heterohive mother. Ah, so it was. Right, because they kind of did say that they had another one, right? So Cadilla was probably the original blueprint of what the heterohive mother was over at Pleiophorus Park. Right. It does make a lot of sense, because again, we did worry about the potential of them being able to recreate the whole scenario again. And I see the chance to change humans into console. True, because in the end, they are looking for those capable of surviving and who could potentially pass the trial and turning it into ascendants. So it's like, they shouldn't only keep it close-minded to constructs, because there could be valuable humans out there who just haven't been given the opportunity to join their ranks. You can see why they'd aim for the commandant, and I guess use me as a test subject to see if I can do it, considering everything I've been through, and technically having surviving times where I've been hurt by the punished before, and connection with ascendants, so technically I would be the best candidate. She lent a hand in weaving heterosapiens in the Red Tide, even gave birth to a pair of twins. In that trial run where the Red Tide mingled with the sea, proved the twins could house a construct's mind. Everything has been set, and volunteers queue up, but only a select few can be fully reborn under her wing. Are you saying that you're planning to do to me what you did to Chico? Right. You become a new breed of human, rising above death's grip. Right, because that was the point. They were trying to change Chico into a Senate who wasn't completely qualified. It's a shame. If only you could become a construct, things would be smoother sailing. But it's okay. We've got a plan B. Just use a IV drip in your hand. This potion is one of our research results. Needs a jab every day. One last shot, and you'll score adaptability. Sounds good, too good to be true. It is good for you. Just not what you had in mind. This will allow you to handle hetero creatures. A human diving headfirst into red tide will only end up shredded and become a shattered puzzle. Scattered pieces will blend with others, making it impossible to tell one from the other. Right, like that's why it's like you only hear bits and pieces out of like memories or what people are saying, right? Because that's not really them, it's who they used to be, or at least fragments. Mister reckons that would be a waste of your potential. Once you've got this adaptability, you'll be more in tune with Cadilla, more wholly embraced by her. Right, it's been a few days since you had a decent meal, or a dose of nutrients. Fancy a bite? A fork full of finely diced fish liver and extends it. This was originally meant for Mister, but he won't be coming anytime soon. Nervous it's laced with poison. No need to fret. I won't do you harm. The only things that can thwart the plan now are you making a grand escape or dying before we seal the deal. You want to get out of here, right? After all that hunger, shouldn't you have a little fuel to recharge? Why would you help me escape? Because I love you, Grave Commander. Piss off. Yeah, nice try. Not funny. Then let's just say it's to keep you ticking until you get the final shot. You could have just kept me knocked down until that day, but you didn't. Escaping is like a game that kicks your emotions into high gear, amps up your self-awareness. Waiting too long to wake you up would mess with your mental stability. Right, yeah, that's true, because again, that goes back to the process of an ascendant. They have to be kind of like headstrong within their mind in order to transform. Lucia with her wrath, and basically everyone else we met so far. Fish tastes the best when it's fresh. And why not kick off the great escape after the final shot? After the final shot, you'll only have 48 hours left. Even if you make it back to Babylonia, they might not have the tech to save you. In those 48 hours, you'll feel your flesh withering away. And this drug comes with a strong side effect. It heightens your sense of pain more than usual. I'm sorry. This is the one downside neither Cinderella nor I can fix. While I could give you a painkiller, it would mess with the outcome's quality. Pain's like a tonic that keeps you sharp. During consec operations, pain helps sync up the mind with the consciousness. But the agony from decay after the shot will be off the charts. Afraid you might opt for an early exit. Come on, tuck into these fish. Sea fairies worked hard snagging them, so let's not waste food. Sea fairies? Yeah, they're Cadilla's children too. You get to know them soon enough. Seems like you're not getting the gravity of your situation. Oh my god. Yeah. Would stab me with a fork in my hand. You know there's still time before that final shot that those mentioned. The pain your body's feeling has already reached unbearable levels. Impressive. You managed to hold back the screams. It's the wrist a slight twist, trying to fork deeper through. Ow! Fuck! That would hurt. The pain skyrocketed, causing your body to convulse and shiver, nearly topping onto the rickety table. Timmy. This until the view zooms in very close. The stained tabletop that the multitude of tiny dents becomes glaringly obvious. What exactly went down here? How many people got dealt the same hand? Sorry. I just hope you grasp the current state of your body. Whatever your next move is, make sure to take good care of yourself. Oh right. By the way, of apology, you can ask one question. I promise I won't lie.
You expect me to buy that?
You can choose to doubt it and keep your mouth shut.
No harm in taking info that's handed over, if it might be a lie. Why are these the questions?
Why is the second one even a question? Why does it even matter?
I'm asking the first one.
I think you asked that question. From where I'm standing, there's absolutely no way you're breaking free alone, because this place is ironclad secure. Unless Babylonia sniffs you out or some agent decides to lend you a hand. But even if they wanted to yank you out, getting here would be a tough one. Most people holed up here were relocated from shallower locations before diving down to this depth.
Are we underwater?
That's your second question already. Alright, I'll spill the beans because you're the only one I dragged down here against their will. I've been feeling guilty about it.
People actually come here willingly.
But here's the deal. You have to play 2 rounds of Q&A with me in return. Don't worry, I won't pry into secrets. You can keep silent if you want to.
You first.
Ever heard of the famous trolley problem? Picture this. The researchers over in Babylonia using mind duplication tech make 5 lives. Now strapped to the tracks of the train barreling down on them. You gotta stick the control panel that can switch the tracks. But there lies the real live. What do? Pull the stick and watch the true Liv, who's been your companion through thick and thin, lock eyes with you as the train barrels down on her. This way you get 5, albeit each with a dash of mind migraine. But more lives means more lives saved, and more of her by your side. Sweet deal, right? Or ditch the 5 copies, leaving the real Liv behind.
Of course, there's no option to be silent. I'll go with the real Liv. I mean, sure, you could think of sentimentality, but it's like, rationally, that is the real Liv.
So that's your choice.
Why not use Lucy as an example?
Because only Alpha can get copied. Lucy is already a copy. Copy a copy and the quality drops hard. Can't even hold on to that self-consciousness.
Yeah, that's fair. That's actually a very valid point.
Alright, on to the next. Still a trolley problem. If the geniuses of Babylonia make 5 clones of you all tied up, staring down the barrel of an incoming train.
5? With me?
You got it. And once again, pull the stick and switch the tracks, with you being the one staring down the train. The problem is, the Babylonian Parliament's calling the shots on who gets saved. On one hand, 5 commanded with top-notch mind beacons, 1 for Grey Raven, leaving 4 heavy hitters, each capable of turning the tide of battle. Don't think you're gonna be happy seeing 5 copies of yourself? Well, guess this is where accidents and memory loss come in handy. And then there's the genuine commandant, the one Grey Raven truly cherishes. Saying their attachment to you, they're undoubtedly prioritize saving the real you, even though Lucy herself is a clone.
What do you imply?
Is the transport craft mishap related to this? I don't know. I don't even know. Are you the very commander that Grey Raven is leaving no stone unturned trying to find? Or you want to find they don't care about at all? Or maybe you're the true one, but Grey Raven has located one of the 5 and halted their pursuit of you.
It's not the swindler to our 5 emotions. Enough questions. Time to provide answers.
It's a very interesting kind of question that they're asking. But I mean, to be fair, again, it's the swindler. They could be lying to me. So it's not entirely out of question. But I mean, to be fair, what was it? Luna had been, there had been a
what's it called? Signals of Luna being at certain places at the time, even though she was actually on the moon. So it's like they could technically recreate a signal or like something of me to then have go somewhere else and I'll actually be here. And again, I guess that could have a hand with whoever's in charge of this whole thing.
Alright then, we're deep in the ocean, over 5,000 meters below the surface. You can think of this place as a huge submarine.
5,000 meters? How much exactly?
No more questions allowed. Even if it's just a bit over 5,000, you can't leave on your own. It'd be challenging for Grey Raven to locate this spot. Despite being down to the last shot, please hold on to hope and keep fighting. You don't want to meet your end here, do you? Our objectives align.
Enough with your crocodile tears.
Are you feeling more composed now? Awakening can sometimes leave one's mind hazy. I'm worried you might harm yourself by attempting an escape. How about this? Let's play an easy little game to get moving, shall we?
What are you gonna do?
Don't be afraid. Easy. Just a little game. No challenges or penalties. Just unwind a bit.
A cat's cradle, oh god.
When I was a kid, this little game was all the rage, letting our fingers mingle through those twisted cotton strings. Sitting side by side, lost in that simple pastime, felt like two people's destinies were somehow woven together. You see, my hands are just as tied up as yours.
Pass you the tangled cotton thread, sweet scented lilies mingling with the sharp tang of blood hitting you as he draws near. The smell captured by your heightened senses instantly dredges up haunting memories long buried. Lilies of blood. Sent engine to the memory of anyone who attended a soldier's mass funeral. There pays no heed to your musings. His eyes fixed on a thin thread in his hands as if he could peer through it as a long figure.
When I was little, Father used to call this sort of string game Cat's Cradle. Rockabye kitty high on the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will walk. You know.
Cat's cradle. You know what comes after
In the tale? I know. It's nothing but a lie veiling the harsh reality, a fanciful hope and illusion. It was the same when Fathers put the rope on me. Project Cadilla isn't any different, and neither is humanity's hero. People pine for what's beyond their grasp in life, hoping to discover it in the afterlife or up in the heavens. It's why gods must exist, heroes must exist, and within the cat's cradle, there must be a cat in the cradle. We crave a lie to cling to hope, but every lie will be exposed someday.
But this tale isn't just about these matters.
You're right. Mystery is not different from when he introduced me to this book. Many things have veered from their original ideal form. I am no different. Even if Lintos keeps spawning new copies to fulfill his mission, the me talking to you now will fade away eventually. What about you, Grey Raven Commandant? When you come face to face with everything, will you also fall from the treetops alongside the cat's cradle?
With their beanie rests for the table, he found his fork and a plate of fish.
An unexpected guest has slipped in. I should go greet them. Get some rest for now.
Damn, what a start to a chapter. Cradle Slaughterhouse. Wow.
Son of a bitch.
From the sound of wreckage, immersive visitor Lintos never expected. A long unconscious child rubs her missing form and starving to regain her clarity and return to her original form.
My head, it's spinning.
What exactly happened? Why is she here? Foggy mind offers no answers yet.
Right. It was because I met Loki.
So as to move her body, terminal slipping from her arms and clattering to the ground amidst her tumbling. Especially for the nearly lifeless device, that means there's a glance at the time.
Have I been out for a week?
Should check for a signal. The terminal displays its final sparks and goes dead.
Someone's coming. I have to hide.
I don't know what voice to give this Lamia now, because I'm so used to the other one.
Seriously, how the fuck did she even end up here?
Right, and who was Loki again? Shit, I don't remember these names. So I'm always fucking confused. Is they just like no Lillian or what? Oh, shit. Nah, damn it. Okay, good. What did she have with the body? Say something? Eh, I called it. Oh, right, she can just disguise herself as something. Forgot.
Wait until he walks away. Alright, I should leave her quickly.
Maybe I can go with that kind of voice, I guess. Come on. Great. Back to spawning from the ceiling again. Oh yes, one of my favorite parts of the game. This makes everything so simple. Alright, now just swim this way. Thank you. Oh, okay. That's more than I thought. Also, how the fuck does she look like that? She did not look like that since the last time we met with her. I mean, I know that happens much later. Or she still looks like this much later, but what the hell happened to her? Samia definitely avoids those that also trapped in the depths of the pit, but get their own bound to break free and flee. God damn it. Why is this always gonna happen to me? They're trapped by shackles, firmly anchored to the table and the floor, for no limited movement to your upper body. Luckily, the shaky sensation suggests the handcuffs are securely fastened. Not for this wicked body, it's possible to break free through sheer strength alone. Time to find a tool. This is gonna hurt. Ow. Find out what end the fork and pulling hard. A sharp pinch to the back here. Fucking course. Should do it. Just a glimmer of hope appears, exhaustion hits like a ton of bricks, blurring your vision. Maybe Little was right about the fish. Quick bite might restore some stamina. Shackles remain unmovable. Come on. Reaching your ankles and gritting teeth, you press out again and finally feel the fork sink. When you see its handle bent to an arc. Damn it. You had to clear your blurred vision, you realize sweat's begun to beat on your forehead. This isn't right. Since resolved to step on the battlefield, you never allowed your body to reach such a state of weakness. When there's no turning back and you've been harboring an unspoken lie, gotta work harder than those with innate talent. Not for being in this predicament, all of this would have remained a secret. Mind the angle. Just a little more. Fuck. Fortune ankles loose and oh, nice. Come on. You can do it. Is he shaking your hand? wrist, you finally pull off the handcuffs along with the nails on them. To move your newly freed hand to wipe the blood off your face, you shift your focus to the other hand. Alright, come on, Fork. Alright, now for the ones on my legs. Bend down to inspect the shackles fixed to the floor and find them to be very sturdy, but locked with a simple lock which could be picked with a simple tool. Looks like I have to use the fork again. Let those overlook that this fork would help your escape? Nah. Again, probably that test, right? Again, just to show, like, can they really break my spirit, or will that need to survive still come in? Because, again, this is still gonna help them, because in the end, I'm still keeping that survival instinct all the way to the very end. And then that's probably the time when they'll actually use me as their next test subject. No way. What he said and how he said it all point to one thing. It's a game playing in cahoots with the defectors from Babylonia. The game didn't start now. It began the moment you boarded it. You boarded that doomed transport craft. First, focus on now. Forget about those things. Let those... Shit! Steps into the room, is supposed to discard the shackles on the table and isn't surprised in the slightest. Commandant. Hiding so quickly. Seems those with memories are more stable, immediately knowing what they should do. Those are memories. Quavering Commandant. Whisper softly, edging close to your hiding spot. Turns out that in a haste to hide, a chunk of your blood inadvertently fell nearby. Crap. Stops his tracks beside that drop of blood. What should I do now? It's even more dangerous out there. Has he not noticed? Besides, those children, Loki is there too. Running into her would be troublesome. Oh, right. Wasn't Loki like that flying thing that took out Roland last time? Oh god, that actually is gonna be annoying. The worst possible ways. But this is our last chance for Project Adilla. Mr. won't allow us to fail. Cadilla? No, Mr. Monster, can you hear me? But behind you, something's become scorching hot. Fuck. I know it's hard, but please. We must help Cadilla control her cradle. We must stop Loki from leaving that area at any cost. Paper Crane, let's go. Wait, am I right about that being Loki, or was that actually someone else? Damn it! I don't remember sending names that well. After his footsteps fade away, his arms reclaims the spaces of a burning sensation behind. Just now it's just a bluff to intimidate. Same feeling as you had you sustained injuries at the Battle of Pulia Forest Park ruins, followed by a prolonged coma. If only Grey Raven were here. If they were here. Live? Hallucination. The state of confusion grows, unsure if the anomaly lies within yourself or in the mysterious space. Now's not the time for nostalgia and sorrow. They're still searching for me. Gonna hurry back. Can't let them worry for too long. The grave commander hunts for an exile, unarmed. The weather soldier hurries past a grim alley in an amusement park. Who in the hell is this? It's the third survivor to fall into the pit. Short hold of Scarab. Oh right, did someone say that name earlier? Damn it. Oh, Scare, right. Wasn't that one of the other groups? Like, was that one of Nicola's own teams, or was that something different? I don't remember. But I know I've heard of Scarab. They're one of Babylonia's, right? How did Shorehawk come to this? So remembers the day he left the squad when the Scarab commanded Valeria called him into the operation room for a confidential mission. Project Adilla. What's so important about a crazy project that was terminated long ago? That theory and experiment might have been unthinkable during the Golden Age, but it's different for Ascendants. Hetero creatures have provided new possibilities. Any news? Yeah, here's what we got from the Science Council of the Purifying Force. Hetero creatures are sprouting new variations. Namely, give me the gist. I can't handle lengthy reports. The brass wants us to scope out these spots for anyone the Purifying Force is after. Why can't the Purifying Force handle it themselves? Those folks are all about secrecy, darting from one spot to the next. Oh, so they've got stealth scouts among them. Exactly, which is why this stays between us. We're in the road in 2 hours, splitting up and sharing any intel pronto. Got a hunch someone's about to strike gold. Stay sharp, Short Haul. Don't go poking your head out of a manhole and you stumble upon a bunch of Ascendants worshiping the Red Tide. Like that would ever happen to me. Shiva's gut feelings are always dead on. Just as she foresaw, that nondescript spot turned out to be one of Lithos' bases. Short Haul was caught in an ambush during his investigation. Barely dodged the trap, he was double-crossed by a defector pretending to help, sending him back into the abyss. To bait Valeria to the rescue, the defector scattered his severed limbs in conspicuous spots, while Lithos kept him captive. Waking from a long coma, he spent ages rummaging through piles of rubble for spare parts and weapons, looking for an escape route. This twisted maze he's wandered for endless days losing track of time. Oh, god damn! Again with these damn defectors, man. What, is it like maybe they're getting promised, like, if you help us, trick your people, we'll make you become Ascendants? Char briefly puts down his weapon, leans against the corner, and slips a liquid-filled peppermint candy from the bottom of his pocket into his mouth. But they had given it to him before they split up. She knows Short Haul has a soft spot for these little treats. No, she doesn't want to dole them out herself. This mission's dicey. Don't get stuck in a fight too long. If there's no progress in 3 days, come back and we'll brainstorm a fresh strategy. You're not brushing off Shiva's words, right? I won't return empty-handed. Fine. If you're missing in 3 days, I'll send Wachi that video of you cuddling a medic bot sloshed. It's the parting shot of Commander Valeria. I wonder if I can score a memory fragment wipe for a friend. Flash, he's face to face with a somewhat familiar human, shown by a monster center reach. Huh? Get down! Supposed to already wear a human to a tight hug, then let just forward to jab the creature with his weapon. Wait, what the heck was that thing? Ah, great, never knew hetero creature. What a surprise, finding the Grey Reaver commanded here in this shithole. Shorthold? Oh, you know me. I'm flattered. I heard from Bianca that you'd passed away. Why are you here? It's a long story. Oh, okay, so this goes even further back in time. Well, at least from when he was last active. So Candy Friend's contemplating eating and tossing it over. Take it. You'll need the energy. Thanks. Had I known there were survivors, I'd have brought more. The small purple ascendant didn't off me. She chopped me up and dumped me in a heap of rubble. Commander Valeria didn't expect me to be alive, did she? What about you? Well, I got shot out of a transport craft. Again. Transport craft? The Babylonian had an accident? Seems like some folks are driven to desperate measures willing to do anything. What do you mean? Those who escaped the Purifying Force. How long have you been stuck here? Hard to say. Time doesn't seem to exist in this place. I figured it's been over a month. Most of it's been knocked out cold. Any luck finding a way out in that time? Transport vehicles bring people in every now and then, but they're heavily guarded by ascendants and all sorts of other creatures, making them tough to approach. And lately, those vehicles have vanished altogether. Is it always this chaotic here? Chaotic doesn't even begin to describe it. You see those illusion-like doors and floors too? Yeah. Fuck me. This place is like a maze. Doors floating all over leading to who knows where. Seriously, how is that even possible? Well, then again, I guess the Inverhetero Tower was a space that defied the laws of space and time. But it's like, how could they have made a base like this anyway? Seriously, whose power even made this possible? Some are labs, other orphanages, and there are even underwater waterways. Or underground waterways. I thought my mind was playing tricks on me. Oh, I see. So I was a way to confirm it, because you would think it's just his problem. That's fair. It's pretty smart, honestly. Can't trust everything you see. But since you could see them too, it means this place has some serious real-world simulation going on. Maybe it's time to Lithos. Maybe because of I'm undergoing modification. Yeah, Lithos has been popping up a lot lately. Every time I run into her, she pulls some slick move and vanishes, either attacking nor letting me attack. And believe it or not, when I'm at my lowest, she shows up to lend a hand, like I'm her pet or something. Wow. It's just a word that guy says. You'd be smart not to take his words at face value. She's all about deception and manipulation, so watch your back. Can't believe she fed you that line about Grey Raven already rescuing your clone. Total hogwash. Only been gone a few days and your clone couldn't have grown up that fast in full Grey Raven, could it? Even if those researchers have ways to speed up a clone's growth, couldn't be that rapid. True enough, got a point. Since we seem to be in this together, I got a favor to ask. Go ahead. Connect my mind. I've been wandering around here for so long, my mind is turning into mush. Sure. Thank God I actually have our friend here. Actually, someone decent. That's much better. Your mind beacon feels different from Commander Valeria's. Every time I connect with her, I feel this restlessness, like when I pick a fight with someone. It's news to me. Your mind beacon is this calmness that's way beyond your years. You take it slow and not rush into things, which suits me just fine. Easy there. Oh, sorry about that. Didn't realize you were hurt. Sure recalls you, whom Commander Valeria has described as somewhat noteworthy, the kind of look one gives up to a patient. You're a lot different from what I imagined, though you'd be a lot more tough as nail soldier type. But hey, when you're stuck in a place like this, you gotta face reality. For now, just get you treated like someone who's wounded. Take it easy and don't push yourself too hard like you used to. Keep that in mind, okay? Got it. Thanks. So, what's the plan now? You reach out to the outside world. My terminal got tossed ages ago, like all the junk in the disposal channel, turned to scrap metal. Yours probably met the same fate. But I got my tiny micro terminal. Lee gave it to me for emergencies. It's in the hem of my jacket. I'd still be there unnoticed. If there's no signal 5,000 meters under the sea, there might be some messages on the terminal that can come in handy. Lithos was the one who shared the information, so it might not be accurate. And here I was wondering why you were dressed so lightly. Turns out you got stripped down. You just lost the jacket. Alright, let's head back and find it. There might be some usable weapons in that pile of debris, preventing you going unarmed. Alright. I love how it's like everyone here is just like a rogue. On the Ascendant side, Lemmy has also vanished, disguised as Lillian. How did things end up like this? For this mess, Lemmy was just setting into her new frame adjusted by Luna, helping getting her mission. Oh, this was given by Luna? Wait, she can actually hand out frames? I didn't think that was possible. Wait, they can make frames? I thought the only way they actually got new forms was by turning into Ascendants. Well, then again, I guess Roland did get into a new frame with the help of Ishmael. So I guess not entirely out of question. But I didn't think that was just a new frame because she's like completely different. But then again, I guess I can say a lot about the other kinds of frames constructs have been given. The Ascension Network is changed by that tower's influence. Now
not just binding me, but affecting every ascendant connected to me. Just being here safe and sound is because after Sis broke free, used the powers I just acquired to temporarily halt the anomaly within all of you. I did it, Luna. What's her next move? This power won't last long, so we need to find a way to fully pass through refiltering. Refiltering? Is that what's messing up the Ascension network?
Right. I guess you could see, because true. Potentially, Roland and Lammy should have kind of had their tests for becoming a new Ascendant sooner or later.
It's evolving, and we need to keep up with it. Are river agents dealing with the same problem? Vonnegut is feeling the effects too, but he has his own ways to deal with it. Lamia, since I can't move freely, the task of investigation falls to you. Accept my power and the Ascension Network's blessing once more. I'll help upgrade your frame, like the mermaid in fairy tales, giving you legs to walk freely. Really? That's right, Lamia. Step forward and place your hand on the header armor that binds me.
Says forward eagerly, but suddenly stops.
What's wrong? Nothing. It's just... Lamia, you've proven yourself. It's just... I regained some memories and remembered the meaning of this mermaid tale. In that case, why not try to keep them all? Is that possible? Those who can control humanoid hybrid frames have a more stable mind than others. As long as you can control it freely, switching between forms won't be an issue. Really? Then, can I ask for one more thing?
I mean, once it's hard, that glimmers with anticipation.
What is it? When I have legs, can I be a bit taller? Straying too far from your human form increases the risk of destabilizing your mind. How much taller are we talking about? Around 70 centimeters. Do not push it.
Nice. I see. So that's also how come she can kind of like transform between like having her legs and then having the tail. Okay. And again, it makes sense that she would want to keep the tail as well, because again, there is an attachment that she has to Lustrous, considering that was the gift that she had imparted to her to escape and explore the new world.
The new frame is ready.
The reborn mermaid left her eyes with legs in amazement, taking a few tentative steps around like a child.
Thank you, Luna. I never thought I'd receive such a precious gift. Consider an advance on your reward. But remember, this frame upgrade is like Cinderella's magic. It stops working as my power wanes. If I fully merge with the punishing virus and lose myself, you'll also lose your ascendant status. Not only would the frame fail, but you'll also become just never corrupted.
Right, because it is like just an extension of her power.
You will not be able to kill and reshape yourself over and over like my sister. Nor do you have a sister to share the Ascension Network burden with. You can't find a solution and want to stay alive. Best to seek refuge with another agent sooner rather than later. No, you're the one who saved me. I don't really click with other agents. It's better I stick with you. Alright, since you made up your mind, you're in charge of gathering intel. What about Roland? He has acquired a new weapon and already set off.
I've just been wondering with how much luck since then. What's Lithos up to? What's the agent's planning? If our posing as Lillian and acquaintance of Lithos, that means struggles to find clear info. Wait, what happened to the original Lillian, though? Or has just there never been one? She reaches out to past parties for leads, they're either clueless, too busy with their own stuff after having achieved their goals. Oh, right, yeah, because now Murray can speak more freely with Lee. Doesn't have to do more, does like behind the door stuff anymore. Forgot about that. The rest have gone quiet since before winter fell. Recently, Lillian, out of contact for months, finally sent a message.
Is this a spot? Yep, that's it. Lithos is cooking something up. They've been moving supplies and concert remains around it.
Oh, okay. So there really is one. Okay, but she has been like going in between. But how does that work though? Is it like, does anyone even know? Does anyone know the connection or not? That's so confusing. Because I feel like that's never really been pointed out. Lots of constructs and humans went down together, and none of them have returned. Alright, I'll go check it out. Be careful. Their unguarded moves mean they likely got a defense plan in place. And unless something unexpected goes down, this will probably be my last message. Are they watching Dark Aries too closely? No. He looks like this, I'm kind of relieved. Can't leave, which means they can't pile on more missions. I just want to stick around with Dark Aries. This isn't the first time you've said that. Yeah, I know.
Wow, so she's actually trying to stick to one side for once.
I've always had this wish, but it never seems to come true. Lost the right to dream of a peaceful life long ago. Ever since they took me away from the orphanage, it's been one nightmare after another. Following orders, hopping from one spot to another. The engineering accidents to silence those who knew too much or were in the way. I was sneaking to places as a kid to do someone in. It's been a real drain. Living under the watchful eyes, guarded like I'm in a cage. It's strange, but I actually find some relief in it. Funny enough, the one least likely to suspect me around in the Dark Aries is Commander Simon. Did he not notice a thing? Not even when he got caught because of you. Yeah, the other two in the squad are more laid back, especially Palma. Doesn't even bother to maintain a friendly semblance. Just that whole mess, his relationship with Noah's been a bit rocky. At least, that's how it seems to me. I'm fed up with all of this. Can't bear to betray anyone's trust again. So, do you pay ascendance now? You've given up on working with us. Why does an interest? Just thought of a few things. You seem different after being gone for a while. It's like the desire to live in the moment is gone. The desire to live in the moment? You know, I often felt like the you from the past was trapped in the present, burdened more by the role of a descendant than by the experience gained from memories. Now you're starting to question the meaning and morality of these roles. Sorry, I'm just thinking out loud. What about you? How do you see me?
She met Lillian 6 years ago into her life as a descendant. Amid the rubble of a battle-ravaged collapse. Helped each other escape the danger and began their simple exchanges. Lillian provides her with intelligence from Babylonia, and if needed, she could sacrifice her own identity to help Lamia blend in.
Oh, I see.
So that's how this relationship worked. Because I was like, if they're not really that close with each other, how would this work? So that's how they do it. Again, to guarantee their survival. In turn, let me assist when Lillian faces foes she can't handle alone. Just everyday tasks, so normal they hardly seem worth mentioning. It's their first time teaming up with someone outside the Ascendants. Most people treat Ascendants with caution. Every word laden with interior motives. Lillian's different. Despite not knowing each other deeply, they're equals. Lillian has to rely on her seemingly youthful and gentle appearance, playing the role of an assassin while posing as a support-type construct. She cries out in anguish and reluctance as she commits foul acts, putting down the villain she despises amid mocking and jeering. No matter how many times she talks about shedding her dual identity, she always finds herself back in Lamia's company. Even if one day her squad uncovers her origins, blood on her hands must remain a secret. For Lamia, there's some allure in adopting Lillian's ordinary identity. Unwatched, unthreatened, not treated as an outsider, could temporarily set aside the complexities of ascendant missions and engage in simple conversations with others. Listening to her chatter about family, food, and leisure, grabbing about missions and teammates, helps swell away the long nights. Of course, when reporting to Luna, she mostly claims to be actively searching for individuals who could pass the filtering. But if she was really doing her part, Roland wouldn't be working so hard.
Meeting you in that accident, maintaining this connection has never been a burden for me. It's impossible for me to dislike you. But living in constant fear is truly torturous.
However, they both know that won't be their final collaboration. Okay. Well, I'm glad to see that that's actually how their relationship actually is. Not only that, why Lillian's been less and less active working with them. Because seriously, I have had that in the back of my mind for a while now. Every time I see her, it's like, what is she anyway? But that's what this is. Just two people who were lucky enough to find enough so then, like, two people could work together as one. Just help each other out of sticky situations.
farewell to Lillian, Lemmy ventures alone in Lithos' bases on the address for the intel. Initially, things go smoothly. She conceals her presence, shadowing defectives, transporting supplies, and infiltrating the prison at the base steps. Though called a prison, the doors are mostly unlocked, resembling a peculiarly designed hotel where guests can come and go freely. Slimy's about to uncover mysteries in this place. Loki. Oh, it is this bitch. Yeah, this is Loki. Suppose Lemmy becomes Loki's primary target. But under his enhancements to her frame, Lemmy's instinct to flee kicks in. Well, probably for the better. She tries to pass this off as Lillian, familiar to Lithos, but Loki unable to distinguish friend from foe, decides where eerie roars.
Where's Voodoo? Why is it always Loki?
Having lurked around Lithos for days, Lemmy quite understands one of its interns. Normally, in her consciousness, Voodoo would emerge to restrain Loki. Now, this rampage woman seems to have lost all reason, charging wildly through corridors populated by humans at regular constants. The cages quickly between lock themselves in.
What is she, like the warden?
Realizes these self for self-protection. There's one way to show prospects in the combat.
Damn, so that's really how this works.
She's appeared several times that leads to winding corridors, but finally shaking off Loki, hiding in the brink of things of space stuff.
We can't let Loki break free again.
So they familiar fingerprints.
Sorry.
A woman not familiar to them is the capacity. Loki's frenzy says side effect of the Fentron, or she undergone some modification by some.
Loki's mind seems even more chaotic than before. The researchers never anticipated separating you would lead to this.
What? They separated Voodoo from Loki? Are you for real? It's dangerous.
Like, seriously. At any rate, she's now a rabid dog.
Shows no fear leaping through the air to hit the emergency control switch on a second level platform. Every feels chaotic current searching around as her mind, along with the green side of the day, faces dark.
Oh, wait, what? That's Voodoo?
Oh my god, they completely gave her a new body. God, Voodoo shows no mercy, using all her strength to knock her once inhabited body.
There's no other way. Binder. You need to check on those in the cages. They're Lithos' guests. Harming them would anchor him. Would you let Loki go with me? Staying here, she might still. Sure. After coexisting in the same body for so long, why don't you try to retain her a bit longer? I don't know what to say to make her stay. That mind separation experiment, it changed you both, didn't it?
Mind separation? They can do that?
But then again, I guess they have seen the records of, like, mind fusion from Fort Winter.
Some last sight Lemmy sees before losing consciousness. She awakes, Lemmy finds herself transported along with the containers to Lithos' largest secret base, and at the bottom of a dark sea like a fish in a pit. Long after she recalls this moment, remembering what the relic looked like right before her complete demise. Right now, though, she's completely unaware. Now Lemmy finds herself navigating through the dimly lit alleys looking for an exit. What is this place? How can she get out? Lemmy ponders silently, her mind racing with questions. What she can glean from Cinderella's cryptic remarks is that this location has ties to Lithos. She recalls Lillian's words about her shared time with Lithos and neighboring orphanages.
To play it safe, I'll stick with Lillian's appearance. If I run into someone, they shouldn't immediately see me as a threat. Alright, focus on finding a way out first.
I see.
The sky is the sea.
Well, there's one way to go about it.
What is this? Seriously, what the fuck is this space? They couldn't just put me in a simulation, right? Because, like, what would it even mean to try to escape
if I'm just in my mind, or maybe that's the point, right? Like, to keep me thinking I can escape, but I never can. But seriously, like, the cube, the amusement park, oh, and of course the giant cage, who could forget? Of course, gotta be a freaking bird cage of all things. What the heck is that? Jellyfish or something? Huh? Okay, sure. I braced the move. Is there really nothing around here? That little thing is leading me to the enemies. Is it the defense system? Ah, great. Oh shit. What is... Is it making me look? Oh shit. My dodge it completely. Nope. Oh, I can't go through that? That's it. Oh, okay. This is good through here. Oh wait, there's something there. I can't even reach there, can I? I'm gonna see if I can. Let me actually investigate. Nothing to put on the paper, so I just write about my friend Jane. She worked as a maintenance technician for central purification filters. After persistent efforts, her request for supplies and rebuilding team was finally approved on her 44th birthday by Babylonia. This allowed her... What the heck? Allowed her and her friend to return to the conservation area where she used to live. It wasn't the ideal place to live in, particularly for the elderly and vulnerable, but she was determined to rebuild it. She believed that the aftermath of Pulley Forest Park disaster still lingered and felt a personal responsibility to contribute, especially considering it was where her husband had lost his life while protecting her when the calamity erupted. Following that, we didn't communicate for about 6 months. Heard from her again, it was about the timely death of her friend. In mysterious circumstances, he vanished while sitting in CPM. Oh, I didn't get to finish it. It didn't let me scroll for some reason. Oh, maybe I'm supposed to press the down button. Okay, can't go through. Guess I have to find another. Oh, wait. Actually, I don't know. How would I get there? Just look around. Yeah, Cindy gave me some paper to write down things I want to remember. So I copied my terminal diaries here. December 7th, sunny. Ridiculous. The day I got some of the factors who claimed that the recalling thing was a lie. How could it be? Don't believe Babylonia sent us to dangerous battlefields without a backup plan. They insist that make it sound so real. I'm pissed and pulled out my gun to shoot him in the leg right there. Affecting just because of some inflammatory speech? Scared of lies? For what? Is their mind? That's boss about the recallings, now I make it look cradle. Ridiculous, right? What? You can't go through that way. Sprint either. Fine, I'll just walk around normal. But I want to see what that other thing is. Maybe I have to go the long way around? But there is something here. What, like if this is working? A handle, okay. You can't go here or there, fine. Just go. Around. Oh, great. I gotta find something. Oh. Little horse floating on the red tide. Oh, get into the water. I think I could. Here we go. Oh, return to the shore. Oh, okay, this is how I can get to these places. That's cool. Oh, investigate. Eventually, Jane's authority was undermined. They eventually changed the access level of her card. Whenever she approached the CPF, others would dismiss her, saying either leave it to us, Jane, or we're professionals. Suggested she leave the place, but she said she was old. Could get precise things wrong. to make it harder for her to find another technician job. So it's better to stick with the technique management. Moreover, the conservation area was her home. In an effort to gain acceptance by the team that treated her as an outsider, Jane discovered that the leader covered an antique painting for the Golden Age. And she could use it to her advantage. Still not sure how she managed to get her hands on that painting. That's how we met. She had lost 14 because she truthfully told me that the painting had been given away. I was going to fuse, but eventually, upon feeling her, okay, can't read that. Damn it! Seriously, why does it stop? I want to be able to read the whole damn thing, but it won't let me scroll. It's not letting me move the mouse there either. I can't go further. Okay, I probably have to dive from the other side. Okay, let's enter the water here. Okay, here. Shoot this side. Wait. Oh, this is just the same one. What the hell? Oh, I was hoping for something different. Man. Doesn't really help me now, does it? Fine. I guess there was nothing here. But wait, why do I keep seeing something over here? Let's see if I can do something. Can I enter here? No, I can't. Okay. No, come on. I'm trying to. Okay, I guess I can pull voice on this thing. So just use it here. Oh. Oh, okay. There we go. Oh, okay, for more of the letters. Okay, here's the first one. The long-haired descendant gave us some paper to write down things that we want to remember because we might lose some memories after being reborn by Mother. It was nice of him, but since I'm taking the submarine back tomorrow, there's something I really want to leave behind. It's right about what's happened. My friend has already been given birth to by Mother, become one of the sea fairies. Still remembers me and even all the details from her childhood, but well, I feel like he's changed. He used to be humble and timid, but now he's unbearably arrogant. Someone who's hit the jackpot around him. Asked what happened, and he said he's now understands things he couldn't before and is no longer afraid of the unknown or his own powerlessness. Is that just being arrogant? Or me just looking at him, so I told him. Okay. That boy. Oh. Oh, part of the circle. I see. Because I couldn't open the door yet. Oh wait, no, but there is something in the water. Oh, okay, yes, it is. There was something else there. I knew I wasn't crazy. What is this? Sea fairy again? What does it do for me? Whatever. Okay. Oh. Yeah, 1, 2, 1. Come on, it's hopscotch. I would think I know how to play this. Sweet. There we go. But probably not going to be that easy because monsters are going to attack me next, right? Just knowing my luck. Okay, nothing. Okay. Didn't think it would be that simple. But yeah, because this wouldn't actually move anywhere, right? So that would always be the same. I'm missing another thing, aren't I? Oh, not like I'll find it anymore, so... So what did that thing even do that other jellyfish I found? Let's do this. Now. There we go. See, I know what I was doing. This place looks more and more like a virtual reality game hall. Let us provide these things for people for entertainment. Wait, is it actually virtual reality? Oh boy, what's that thing? Yeah, never gonna be that simple, is it? Damn, only 16%. I guess it's something. Stir of ingredients. Henry glances around, observing the red tide projections, murmuring like souls in the river Styx. People are stable mind. It's scarce now. Plus them already assigned. By the broken voices, let me out of curiosity who's closer, although barely make out the words uttered. He and the agent behind them are clutching out the Four Winters data. If we don't find what he's searching for, we're toast. Testing stability of mind is too risky. Could drive someone insane. This science council hasn't dared a major filtering for this mind stability. Now he wants to conduct covert tests for mind stability? We don't have that capability. We can only target those with existing records like Grey Raven's Lucia. No chance. You can only copy the original mind. She's already a clone. To make a gamble about self-consciousness. Are you suggesting taking her original self? You willing to risk that many lives? What about Liv? Didn't we say to make a copy of her mind? They made the... Oh! So that's what they were... I see. So that's where Lithos' question came in. They wanted to make more copies of us to create a stronger army. I see. Damn, so that's what they were doing behind our backs? Well, then again, not too surprising. We were blocked. They said it violated regulations. How much damage so copying it wouldn't meet the standard. Consider if there's no other option. That leaves Lee as the best option. It's all talk. They were referring to criteria with their own squad. Can't make a move. What about the Grey River Commandant? No matter how powerful the command is still human. Sentence have mentioned it several times. Think carefully. Once you do this, there's no turning back. Why are we cooperating with Lithos? To survive. Continuing these unauthorized tests will eventually expose us. So, no one? No one cares about him. His background's a mystery. Doesn't matter if he dies. One less problem for higher ups. He's a member of the reserve elite squad, but you talk about him like he's desperate like us. What? I see. So not only did they want to test it for him, they wanted to do damage to Babylonia as a whole. Especially since the potential where the test fails. Send a gun to my stability test and served as a guinea pig for the experiment's improvements. As for anyone else, they'd labeled high risk. Corporation shows he's been ignored and has no choice. Wasn't Drew mad by that test? Can he really be used? It was done by the Science Council, so it's safer than ours. But if he could be used, why didn't Lithos keep him? When you clone a mind, the clone's memories are stamped right there at the moment of duplication. Lithos must have been tinkering with his memories, biding his time, you know. It's a real hassle. I have to tweak them repeatedly, but... No, yeah, true, because no one's memories didn't come to light until Lithos had been urging him more and more. Such a pain. Their projections are a whole new breed. More fleshed out, even engaging in basic conversations. It's the next step in their evolution? Or Lithos just stick his nose in this one aspect?
Protecting Fort Winter. Desperate people. These conversations take place before the appearance of that mysterious tower? The content seems similar to what Lillian had mentioned. How does it tie into the whole refiltering of the Ascension Network?
Maybe they were trying to be ready for when they could do it? Massive Cage is not trying to sky dropping her before she can escape. Is it Lithos? You found her? Amy timidly pleads, rattling the cage bars.
Lithos? It's me, Lillian. I didn't mean to barge in. I just want out. Lillian, what brings you here? What's that ranking you're doing? I had a mission that required getting close to your base. I ended up down by them. But I ran into Loki, who looked not like his usual self, and knocked me out. I found myself here when I came back to my senses. I didn't mean to barge in. Sorry, I can't do that anymore. Looks like it's time to bid adieu, Lillian. Despite knowing you for ages, we never really had a proper chat.
Hey.
You successfully reunited again.
Again? Lillian? What's the call, Gregory, for Commandant? Easy there. Starting a brawl here won't do us any favors.
Precisely. You don't want to find a red tide beneath you right now. Stay still.
Why's the floor gone on red tide?
It's not the floor that's gone red tide. It's the protected barrier keeping you safe from it that's vanished. So, the red tide springs forth.
Protected barrier? You mean this floor?
More than that. I spent ages aiding Cadell in crafting her cradle. Had you woken up a bit earlier, I'd happily explain where each item comes from, how it's assembled, and what it's for. But now...
Clasp your hand as if to soothe, like a rest in the back of your hand before I touch the wound. As well as Lily's mixed with a hint of blood wafts over you as Lithos draws closer.
These wounds aren't going to heal right in this brutal setting.
Speaks like you can't care less.
But I can't just go easy on you because you're hurt. Time for some payback. Don't fret. I'm not gonna lay a finger on you. Never would. A game must have some challenge to it to be fun, you know? Too many companions just make it boring. So take aim at the one who's least likely to help you break free. Hold up. Why has it gotta be like this? Wondering why she's here? Because she's a defector. We go way back, childhood buddies, back when Lillian lived over at the orphanage nearby. Did you finish the job I gave you? What? Sorry, I must have been under surveillance and couldn't slip away. You see, she's just a defector, liability to your cause. She won't be of any help in your getaway.
It's the clash between Lithos and Lillian. Shortall discreetly works his longsword into the charts of paper crane. Catch your eye shakes his head, sadly signaling he needs more time.
Come on, pull the trigger. Once she's out of the way, the gun's yours to keep. I need to wipe it, won't you?
You got it all wrong, Lithos. The one standing in the way of escape now isn't a Lillian. It's me. Don't move.
You, being hailed as a hero by everyone, ought to value your own life more.
You said you didn't want me to die.
So, you're willing to risk yourself as the wager.
Yeah, because, again, it's like, Lithos, it doesn't matter. Lithos always has copies. That's not going to change it. Oh. Oh. I see. That's what it is. Once again, another test that only was successful because of Kurano, right? The duplication with the clones. Except they had only had vessels for Lithos, now trying to see if they can do the same thing with me and the others. So that's what it was. Okay. I'd completely forgotten that it's like Lithos has spares. It doesn't matter if you kill one Lithos. Lithos will just come back in a different form. Every fucking time. Like clockwork. How did I not realize that when we were literally talking about the subject? But yeah, it's better to use me, considering it's like, that's what this is for. And again, like they said, it's for Cathilla, for whatever reason. So might as well. So, my words actually resonated with you. Watching your finger hovers over the trigger. Smirk tucking his lips as he relaxes his grip on your wrist. Goes forward his hold. Escape seem impossible. Snatching nimble athletic bodies that manage to evade your fatal shot. Bullets whiz toward Lithos in quick succession as he nurses a wound on his arm. Let's punish you by his particles, coalescing the sharp needles tearing through your sleeve, raising the skin underneath in a fleeting warning. As he focuses all his attention on you, a solid kick from behind his Lithos. Paper crane. Should I use his longsword and bet him to join the paper crane, but not much longer. You know what to do. 3 seconds to spare, you seize upon Shoho's diversion to make a dash toward the cage staring Lillian. Stay back, Lillian.
Got it.
You have to lock the cage, firing off the last 2 bullets.
Paper crane, stop, Lillian.
Enough already. A fine lady should know where to draw the line. Shows hefty sword and once more collides with the metallic grin of paper crane. As I stepping back from the impact.
Make a break for it. 6 over here.
Got it. Sure, you waste no time lingering for battle. You enter the door that mysteriously appeared at top speed. After traversing the tunnel behind the door, you take a steep descent. Navigate through 3 areas, squeeze through a narrow passage. Keep moving. Don't stop for the rubble. I'll lead the way.
But I just came from there.
Sorry, we need to scavenge for supplies. After numerous grueling skirmishes, the 3 of you finally step into a corridor strewn with debris and discarded item. I'm completely spent. I thought the fight would be easier with 2 more people on the team. Commander with enough bullets is one thing, but the human's injured. Why can you handle a fight?
I'm just not cut out for combat. I'm a support type construct.
Due to a significant difference in physique between Lillian and Lamia, Lamia taking on her appearance can only manage basic movements. I would imagine Lillian's agility. Lillian?
Well, I just got startled. You know, since I was just being chased a moment ago.
What exactly did you collaborate with Lithos on?
No, I'm innocent.
Tell me the truth.
Well, that is... It's all Kurano's fault. They used Dark Ares as a threat, kidnapping Simon, and even wanted to kill him, demanding that I lure out Nolan for a mind replica.
What? Simon too?
But I didn't. I didn't agree to their demand.
Continue.
And I thought I'd sneak in to rescue Simon. I mean, commanded Simon, but I accidentally fell into their trap.
Acting alone under these circumstances is irrational. Why not seek help from the Purifying Force?
They threatened me, and I do know Lithos. I was afraid it would come out. But I chose a different path from him. Just because of our past, he could still find me.
Tears Lamia drew from her memories of Lillian's words. Half her emotions stemming from genuine fear and the other half from acting.
These years, I've been trying to escape this relationship, but it's always been used against me as blackmail. Never intended to harm Commandant Simon.
That's why I find those who want to draw the line so annoying. Your words show upon us through a complex expression. Well, I thought that was how Lithos preferred to be identified. Yet the way he presents himself, the only dresses a woman in memory of someone dear. Even if he's an enemy, it's not where our conflict lies. It's not because he's a man that he's locked us up here. But why do he even ask you to draw out no one from Dark Ares?
I heard it's to gather sufficiently stable minds, which must be related to his plan.
Indeed, he mentioned this to me as well. Project Dilla. His antique from the Golden Age is actually related to his pipe dream.
Project Dilla?
You don't know?
I've only heard a little about it from others.
The project began with the digitization of minds at a time when people were obsessed with uploading their mind data. Technology advancing rapidly in this area.
Oh! I see. It's the Kowloon project.
Wow. Okay.
I see. So that's why they keep talking about making clones of us, replicating the mind.
I see.
And it's true, because like if you made a copy of a copy, it would deteriorate more, and the capacity would probably be smaller,
Less efficient. Scientists weren't content with a digital world of nothingness. They wanted to provide a vessel for the mind data, achieving immortality for both the mind and body.
Why am I not surprised? Once again, everything similar to her current project. I know. This is the prototype of the current mind and construct tech.
Correct. Project Dilla predates construct tech, originating from mind digitization technology. Back then, construct tech was still in its infancy. Most subjects placed in frames struggled to maintain stable consciousness, resulting in gruesome outcomes. A small group of scientists involved in the mind digitization experiment branched out to embark on new explorations. If the person turned into mind data ever revert to a flesh and blood human? Can mind data technology overcome fatal injuries and incurable diseases? Or can it grant humans immortality through rebirth? That's the goal of Project Dilla, where scientists hope to resurrect the dead in a mother's womb through cloning and mind backups.
I see. So that's what it means to do it with the heterohive mother. It's doing that in an actual physical state, but instead doing it as to turn them into ascendants, not just merely another version of themselves.
In the end, it made a theoretically feasible but practically impossible fairy tale. Until now.
But why do they even have knowledge of this? Well, I guess, again, they could have gotten this from the Ascension Network, I guess. Because, again, it would heed the goal of the Ascension Network to have more ascendants who are worthy for the new world that it's trying to create. But still, to be able to apply that knowledge so well, like, Vodka has to have been involved in that project before, right? Because otherwise, why would he know so much of the contents? And again, even if he did get that information from Kurino, he would have needed a lot of leverage and stuff to guarantee that Kurino would continue working with them, despite how, if people knew about it, they have to go through a whole bunch of shit.
If it involves ascendants, if it's about combining the mind with hetero creature, we've already seen many cases that they succeeded. Yeah, the twins. The disaster of bringing twins, the hetero-humanoid Chico, hetero-sapiens, hosts, and the red giant projections bearing the dense mind.
Oh, I see. I get it. Now this also ties back into when the hetero creatures were starting to think more like humans. Like when they were sacrificing themselves to use as a ladder. It's like it was a smarter plan, but it's not something that simple-minded creatures would think. Again, it goes back to the mind of being reborn to the red tide. Wow. I didn't even think that was also another test of it, but now that explains it. That's why they were also keeping an eye on how the hetero creatures were acting at that time too, even though it wasn't a direct project that they were working on.
These ascendants. Should have sense the wall and anchor starting the Liliad or shit. So, Lithos wants all those stable minds to reshape those poor souls into monsters like the twins to Cadilla, huh? The arrival of that thing could trigger severe disasters. We can't afford to lose the hope that Tower's folly brought us.
Is Lithos' plan really just that? Would creating beings like the twins be enough to pass through the Ascension Network's filtering?
Yeah, there has to be more to it than that. Because again, if it was that simple, they could have already done it by now.
Hell, considering they already made the twins and how destructible they were, it shouldn't have taken this much time to actually conclude that project. But clearly there's something more that they want.
What should we do now? We had to stop Lithos at all costs.
I think maybe we should try to escape first?
You've seen the condition of this place. To escape, we had to first stop Lithos. Exactly. Although Lithos himself isn't much of a fighter, this is his turf. Everything here serves him.
Doesn't that make him even harder to beat? We're all injured.
Don't worry, there are 3 of us. With well-played strategy and coordination, we can win. But this battle will be tough. Pay a heavy price. We won't be able to handle more fights after. There's only one chance. Fail, and we die. Another thing, Lithos is also a beneficiary of mind duplication. It's very likely that there are mind backups here. Right, almost forgot about that. That complicates things. We only have one shot, but he can respawn. We need to destroy Lithos' mind backups first. Then we can kill Lithos for good.
But where exactly are Lithos' mind backups?
I'm remembering something. There are some mechanisms hidden in the plaza with the carousel. I've seen Lithos sneak in there. Sneak in? Yeah, he was constantly on alert while entering. I think it's worth investigating. That place is very important, at least to him. Have you been inside? Yeah, I saw many red tide projections of buildings there. Hard to tell if they're real or not. It's like a corridor crafted from memories. As soon as I got there, my mind deviated. My head throbbed with pain and hallucinations appeared. That indeed seems to be Lithos' most heavily defended spot. Let's investigate there, now that we establish a mind connection. Okay, but there's another problem. The layout here is too complex. Every door leads to the unknown, like a virtual reality gaming center. We're going, we have to be prepared to get lost. Make sure to pack enough supplies. Takes at least 20 hours to find a place. Understood? Lillian, you should also establish a mind connection with me.
But there's no need. I'm not quite comfortable with it.
I mean, retreats in fear, worried that once the connection is established, the person in front of her will detect her real identity. Not quite comfortable.
Yeah, just not used to connecting with unfamiliar commandant. If I really can't hold on, I'll call her for help. Let's not do this for now.
Be sure to let me know if you can't hold on. Alright, rested enough? Start looking for stuff. You need weapons, and your injuries need wound gel. It'd be good to search for serums and food as well. And my jacket.
Your jacket?
Yeah, may have a terminal lead left in it. Is there any way to identify it? As the gray from an emblem. Even the jacket of commander of an elite squad is customized, and has the team emblem on it. Alright, let's get to work. Seriously, what a ragtag group that we have here. April 15th, the Grave Commander has been missing for a full 15 days. Damn! Well, then again, it was April 1st. The entire squad has calmly been in a berserk state for 15 days. The lead squad has endured many hardships unimaginable to ordinary people and has steeled themselves for the painful farewells that they may bring. But there's always a consensus in their hearts that the day must come and should be on the battlefield or by the aged commander's bedside. He believed that death is simply a spectator to their shared endeavor for a common purpose until the end of life. They hoped to be there in the last moment with their commander, witnessing the departure of the brilliant soul with immense unbearable pain. On top of this, they longed for a proper farewell ceremony for their revered commander. Shouldn't have happened. Just shouldn't have happened on that day that way. Part of their heart was swept away by fate just after a simple goodbye plunging the red tide corrupted river into a whirlpool of malice and greed. But I mean, if they can't hear my voice from the red tide, at least they know I'm safe. Our mission must come to an end today. Next, we must head to the Antarctic to investigate the abnormal gathering, the punishing virus. Abnormal gathering? I see. That's no urgent mission. It's just someone trying to waste time and get us out of the way. There's no evidence of that yet. But they have enough motive. Don't tell me you can't even figure out how that person went missing. Of course I can tell it, but we can't defy orders right now. If we give those people more leverage over us, it'll restrict our freedom to act even more. Are you telling me to... Kamu? Shut up. Let's trust in Grey Raven. They're surely more anxious than we are. The 3 documents I sent to your terminals are the locations we've investigated over these 10 days in cooperation with the Purifying Force. The first document was collected by Wanshi at a temporary base of the Defectors in City 75. Even after Agent Luna left her underground base, Defectors still lingered nearby. Their main goal was to test the stability of the mind, but due to the lack of safety, many suffered irreversible damage during these tests. The second document was recovered from downstream of the contaminated river, coming from records of Lithos and the Defectors among the wreckage using the Purifying Force's equipment. This record confirms your speculation. Ascendants were indeed waiting by the river on the night of April 1st, accompanied by an old man. Bianca is currently searching for information on this old man. There's no distinguishing feature in this isn't registered, became hard to locate. Oh, that old man from earlier. Yeah, from the end of last chapter. I see. So that's how that actually went down. But again, it's like, who was that person anyway? Is it someone we actually know or not? But again, it just goes to show that they weren't goats. Should we ask someone familiar with refugees for information? Like the Forsaken or Noan? I've been to the Forsaken and got no reliable intelligence. From their attitude, they didn't seem inclined to help. Right, yeah, because they have their own situation going on. Additionally, another individual appeared at the location 6 hours after the Ascendant left. It was Noan. What? After receiving this information, I went to confirm his whereabouts. He was in the clean zone with members of Dark Ares that night, corroborated by his squad. Oh! Great. I see. That's what we're getting at. It was a Noan clone, of course. I would actually... See, it's like, with this stuff, the cloning actually makes sense, because with Lithos having many bodies and spares, it's not uncommon for there to be clones now. But that's what it is. To avoid alerting our query, I haven't informed anyone about this except for Bianca. I understand. Let's leave it at that for now. The third document pertains to the Scarlet Revelation. Kamui and I, following the leads provided by Grace, revisited the Copperfield Aquarium. There's still an annex there that hasn't collapsed. Oh, wait, there was still something left up there? Ah, great, okay, well, I guess that is probably where we are. Because I was like, there's no other place underwater that we know about that they could hide me. Especially not Atlantis, considering it's like, Babylonia has full knowledge on that place. An annex? You know, the aquarium has 6 floors in total. Top 3 are above water, and the bottom 3 were added later by the Ascendants. Even Grace hasn't been down there. She's only heard rumors about the area. Oh my god. Seriously? Those were added later? Well, then again, I guess we hadn't actually checked on it until only recently, so they did have the time to make more bases there. That explains how they've been keeping all those projects underground the whole time without anyone noticing. And again, it is true that underwater, no more humans can survive. As long as they thought it was all over with the whole Chico thing, they wouldn't have been any the wiser that there was still more. Does that mean the attack by the hetero creatures and the collapse of Copperfield Aquarium might have also been to conceal the lower 3 floors? That's a possibility. We found some traces of Project Dilla and host research there. It used to be an Ascendant research facility, but now it's deserted. I surmise that most of Vonnegut's subordinates are skilled in scientific research. They were involved in Project Winter and turned to hetero creature research after the Red Tide appeared. Our findings are similar to yours: unexplained disappearances, unauthorized experiments on the stability of the mind. Every time we got close to a clue, the string gets snipped. The staff involved with that transport craft all met with unnatural deaths. It seems someone's been driven to a corner. Also, keep an eye out for any tails. The Ascendants are likely plotting something bigger, and involves an exceptionally stable mind. If casting a wide net doesn't find a target, they'll strike at the obvious candidates. That concludes the mission handover report for Strykhawk. After that, well, it doesn't use his usual phrase, I'll leave the rest to you during this mission handover. except the three members of Grey Raven on screen, gently lifting his left hand to his right chest, as if to sketch out the other half of the Grey Raven insignia. Strikehawk is still with Grey Raven. Don't lose hope. Aw, that's cool. Again, showing like he still got our backs.
Thank you.
Alright, so now we know what's been going on up here.
If they're looking for someone with a stable mind, why not come for us?
Either it's because they're unsure they can succeed, or it's because even we don't qualify. But at least this means the commandant didn't die in that river.
Could it have to do with the fact that they already came into contact with Omega weapons, or that they're deemed as like variants of Ascendance, somewhat similar to the concept of Transcendence, that they can't really try that anymore? Because maybe they can only try with people who are still in like considered the beginner level, right? Just regular people or regular constructs who haven't ascended yet. But because of how each of these individuals are just too special at this point, that they can't actually try that out. Especially considering when you think about what Liv and Lee have on their frames and been through. The Omega weapons might have been an influence on them as well, and would probably make the project fail, considering he still has to go through the Header Hive Mother, aka Cadilla. We'll continue the mission. Liv, double check with Simon. I too would like to believe that person wouldn't defect, but sometimes people just don't have a choice. Understood.
I'll also keep an extra eye on Nolan.
Alright, my next target is in the ruins of the street behind Fort Winter, where someone spotted Lithos. Let's move out. I'll never give up.
You found it. After 3 hours of searching, you finally find the supplies amidst the wreckage, as well as the jacket bearing the Grey River insignia. I'll lift this pile. You quickly pull out the jacket. Got it. One breath, the jacket is pulled from under the mound of debris. Sure, let's go the heavy pile that's been pressing it down. I'm dead tired. That's the downside of undergoing modifications at an older age. It's because we rely on you too much. Let me take a break. Lillian, you said you're a support type construct and you found medical supplies. You can do suitors and such, right? Go up to Commandant.
Well, I specialize in construct maintenance, so I can only have basic bandaging.
Alright, it's all yours. I was timidly holding the medical supplies at Neil at the furthest distance she can manage, as if her entire being refused to touch you. You don't want to touch me?
No, I just don't really trust my own medical skills. Where are your injuries?
Hands, back, probably my shoulders too. Perfectly honest.
Then, let me take a look.
What exactly did Lithos do to you? All the festering wounds on your back. You corrupted with the punishing virus? Perhaps. Just gentle, like a novice. Skilled medics are confident in a touch, or wouldn't be this cautious. With some of Gento's live wouldn't hesitate with touching wounds. Putting your crushing gaze again, her robe has become even lighter. Nah, whatever. I mean, this is exactly where the skepticism is coming from. If she were using voice input for text on the terminal now, her ellipses would appear twice as much as normal, but she can't control her emotions. Since joining these two, she's been caught between a rock and a hard place, Lithos on one side, humans on the other, all while wearing a form vastly different from her own. One wrong step and the enemy could be exposed to this isolated place with no escape, due to a tragic end joined to Harmony's family of wreckage. How could she not be terrified and cautious? Might as well do what an Ascendant should do here, take advantage of the situation with the two unlucky and quietly strike. But then she remembers how the human before her, covered her wounds, rescued her from the cage. Even if she weren't feeling grateful, who's to say there would not be another cage in the future? Try to find a terminal in your jacket while you're at it. I'm searching now. What are you doing? Just found a few other people's terminals. Thinking dismantling them to reassemble one. I expect it to connect to the outside, but it shouldn't work in this area. In case we get separated, we can still contact each other through the terminals. Any info can be communicated promptly. Indeed. Thanks for the work. Valeria always said you were a lucky bastard. Valeria? That's the scarab commandant. The insect named squads always end up doing dirty work, like you heroes in the limelight. But now we're all the same. They say you graduated as the chief. Is that a good time in school, huh? Why do you ask? I was just making conversation. You don't want to talk about it, I won't press further. I'm finished with the bandaging. It's just basic treatment. It'll have to do for now. If only Liv were here. Though you'd hate to see Liv's distressed face, you know that no ailment would stand in your way if she were here. It's not the time to be thinking about stuff like this. Need to help ease the burden for others. If at the grass ahead you think fleeting glimmer of light, the all-encompassing darkness, and attempt to return to your usual state. No, can't continue with this negative line of thinking. This isn't my usual style. By the way, find your terminal? Yep, found it just now. Pass me the knife. Cut open the hem of the jacket to find a micro terminal lying quietly inside, not fully intact, but still somewhat operational. The screen's pretty much shattered, so you have to fumble around, relying on your memory to find the switch. Verifying identity. Voice print recognition in progress. Approved. Welcome back. You have 27 offline messages. Would you like to play them? Yes.
指揮官、ずっと探していますから、今どこにいたとしても希望を捨てないでください。
その予備端末の発信源を信頼できる人員に共有しました。みんな探しています。
指揮官、私たちは諦めません。必ずあなたを見つけます。
As the messages continue to play, the silhouettes and voices of your companions gradually blur and distort due to the data corruption. Stargunk members all report their search routes, hoping to receive feedback and clues in return. Cerberus has already investigated several bases. Very even joined the Purifying Force interrogations. Some of the absent dark areas most of the squad you're familiar with has sent in intel, inquiries, or at least words of encouragement. The final message from Vanessa.
知っているか？もう経っているんだ。今日まで何の情報もないとは。普通のだったら君はすでに死亡が確定している。皮肉なものだな。卒業式での姿、私はまだ覚えているよ。君が転げ落ちるか何回想像すると思う？こんな想像しなかっただろう。まあいい、どうせ聞こえていない。君の死亡が確定。リーフを呼び戻させてもらう。せいぜいから憎んでくれるといい。死を食いながらな。
Aw, she does care about me, even if she does piss me off. School anthem of FOS. Huh. The one you have is broken. Take this. It should work within 100 meters. These will be able to contact each other. Thanks. I was trapped in the ruins of Valeria once. She sang this song in front of the campfire as well. She said that the song was a source of encouragement and comfort for many. Though we may be stranded, the courage our memories keep us going till the moment we're reunited with everyone.
Can we still be reunited with everyone if they're all dead?
You still got us.
What?
There's no changing the past. We have us right now.
Have you guys right now? Do I really?
She can't even say with confidence that she still has Luna. Let alone Roland, an alpha who cares about Luna only. Not to mention these people who don't even know her true identity. Descendants around Luna each harbor their own goals and worries. They're all seeking their own redemption, unable to peek into the past and thoughts of one another. She once thought that this was the norm. After regaining her memories and her true self, she realized that the boundless darkness she was used to was in fact an anomaly. Right, back to like her human self. So in its sense, she was no longer just an ascendant trapped in a cave. She now sees where her own wounds lie. Her mind is constantly spinning. The world outside the cave has her feeling completely lost. Do I really? What do you mean by that? What else do you think our friend here was doing? Using up all those bullets just to save you from that cage? You may have lost someone important in the past. I wouldn't know. But either way, we mortals must live in the present. You can't turn back time. None of us can save you if you keep fading into the background or refuse to engage. You end up drowning in your own memories. You have trouble getting along with Simon and Dark Aries? I'll speak to him for you later.
No, that's not the problem.
I make it help feeling the urge to ask it to in front of her some of her questions. For example, what she should do in order to not have to worry about being tossed away when she's no longer useful. Or she is an ascendant can get others to accept her for her other part besides her ascendant identity. But again, Nancy does not just try harder to increase your value. She can't bring herself to ask those questions.
Earlier, why did you save me?
Even if you really did something wrong, didn't deserve to be killed by an ascendant just like that. Our priority is to get out of here. Not to settle who's the one at fault. Most importantly, you say you refused to work with him. I don't think that was a lie. The statement was indeed not a lie, no matter from Lillian's perspective or Lamia's.
Are you sure you really don't mind? I actually...
You really care that much about what happened in the past. I'll help you explain it all to everyone once we're out of here. I'll also tell them how you helped us out when we were stuck here. It would hopefully lead to a favorable outcome.
So, you're not going to arrest me now?
Yeah. Let's focus on getting out of here together first. Honestly, she's just grateful to get to blend in, hide behind her false identity, even for just a little longer before her lies are uncovered. Worry and despair. After a grueling 6 hours of non-stop battles, the trio finally reaches the entrance to the passage Charlotte spoke of. Kind of time spent backtracking through the brain for supplies has been over 10 hours. If everything here is under Lithus' control, how long will it be till his final shot finds you? I'm not looking forward to that.
Something feels off.
What's wrong?
Things are going too smoothly. Is this really a base of Lithos's?
True. Lithos has been very careful. Why is it that easy? You might not have even noticed it yourself, but she's becoming a bit more proactive compared to the beginning. He probably doesn't even care. I've been there for almost a month and it's always been like this.
Maybe you're special to him? He clearly wants to kill me, but hasn't been caught up with us yet, nor sent any corrupted to us. Besides, the terrain is really complex here, but we managed to find our destination without much trouble.
That's true. Thought we would have at least spent one whole day searching for the right path. Yet we're here already. It's like someone's been guiding us. It's just the three of us here. Who knows? Very well be someone else in a place like this. For example, let those clone, or ghost of his, or those big guys up there. There's nothing normal about this place, or that ascendant. Who in their right mind would decorate their lair with flying whales, right? perhaps is the physical manifestation of someone's imagination? The amusement park in these whales, like a fantasy from the mind of a child trapped at the bottom of the deep sea. Can Ascendant really do something like this? Ascendant's skilled in disrupting others' minds induce hallucinations using the punishing virus. The hallucinations are usually connected to the memories of the corrupted person and the Ascendants themselves. Sometimes they also use certain special methods. For example, in hospitals and laboratories there are existing corrupted with similar capabilities. They use those methods to set up a fixed illusion, and all nearby constructs will be dragged to that illusion after being corrupted. Designing a massive illusion and inputting it into the mind of a corrupted requires a lot of effort though. It's usually much easier to use one's own daydreams as a template. It's just that the scope of this place seems to be beyond what can be achieved by corruption alone. It's more like the building itself is a corrupted. You seem to know a lot about Ascendant. Could it maybe be it's like they created like a short version to AI and had it like control this entire place? I simply heard about it, that's all. It could also be an illusion created by a large number of virtual reality equipment and corrupted. I'm more inclined to believe this explanation. Even during the Golden Age, many themed resorts used the virtual reality equipment as the core. Still, this is really all a projection. It sure feels real. It's like I'm going insane. This place is ridiculously vast. Probably bigger than even an aircraft carrier. Could that purple-haired midget really have done all this alone? Maybe there are other Ascendants involved. One of Luna's buddies? Huh? No, according to the intel, these two regions are barely connected. It's highly unlikely. But Letos is not the only one working on the Vonica. Cadella might be here as well. Makes sense. Let's keep going. We can start by investigating that door. Huh? What door? Something wrong with your eyes? Huh? What? You're alright. Your eyes are bloodshot. How long has it been since you last rested? I've only just woken up not too long ago. This doesn't make sense. Oh, the IV drip, right? It's affecting me now. Skin he just touched is split open. That seems down for the wound and drips in your chest. Let's go right away, staring at his hands of disbelief. You touch your cheek wound tentatively, and a whole piece of skin peels off. Your corruption must be quite severe. Same shot you got won't last long. But doesn't add up. Severity of the corruption were due to the high punishing virus. Lily and I should feel it too. But see, as high as the concentration may be, it shouldn't be causing this much damage so soon. Should I tell them about my abnormal situation? Nah, they already treat me as an invalid who's to be looked after. Telling them would only make them worry more and slow down the whole team. I'm fine. Let's focus on the investigation for now. Proper treatment only comes after we get out. What's wrong? Nothing. Forget it. Let's split up and investigate then. Letos had been through these 3 doors in this square, so let's each take one. It should save us some time. Okay, I'll take the door on the far left. Actually, let me take the left one. I don't really mind, but why? Of course, Lemmy can reveal the truth. She claimed the door on the far left because she sends a path behind it that's filled with the red dye. For constructs, no humans can normally enter such a path. Makes an excellent spot for Letos to hide his secrets. I guess I just have this feeling in my gut that the door might lead to somewhere only someone my size can squeeze through, or something. Alright, you go left then. For some reason, this seemingly logical statement immediately convinces Shortle. We gotta trust our guts sometimes, after all. It's not like the two of us are especially partial toward the left door. Alright then. I'll take the middle. Commandant, you go right. That door doesn't seem very secure. Probably less guarded inside. Be a better choice for you since you're injured. In that case, wait, I think someone's coming. What? So you had a scouting device on you all along? We'll talk about this later. Hurry and hide. kind of place? Could there be other survivors? Hard to tell. Let's wait and see. Who could it be? Cleaning complete. No anomalies found. Was he never seen before? Is uttering human language and elegant voice, or with the syllables as it goes? Is this the sea fairy? Darn it! These other creatures are becoming increasingly similar to humans.
Lithos still refuses to let us kill Loki. He says Loki is protecting. He just cannot let her go, even though he knows that it does more harm than good.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. It's like, is it really worth it to keep Loki? But again, maybe it's like you just keep it on a leash until you just are gonna let it out into the wild.
Not worthy to be of his child.
Oh, are they trying to make her go through something like an ascension, but do the head of her hive mother instead? To speed up the pace?
Finished. 4 hours later, you continue cleaning.
Understood. Nope.
No, don't try to get his attention. That's not the real Nolan. Just a copy created by Kurino. His memories have probably been tampered with as well. He definitely won't remember you.
Ah, god damn it. So it was. God damn it, Kurino. A copy made by Kurino? How did you know? I'm not blaming you. I just want explanation. That's all. You said they used Simon as a hostage to threaten you to lure out Nolan. And yet now you're telling us that Kurino has copied his mind?
I'm not sure either.
I mean, it hasn't quite grasped the distinction between Kurino, Project Winter members, and defectors yet. All she can do is vaguely relay what she heard from Lillian.
It's just what I heard. They told me that those people wanted to treat with Lithos, but were afraid he betrayed them and simply disappear after getting what he wanted. That was why they had to hand Lithos a clone instead of the real thing. After all, only the original person themselves can be cloned.
When exactly did this happen? No one was in Babylonia most of the time. The only opportunity someone could have copied his mind would be during an examination. Could there be members of the Purifying Force like her from the Science Council? No, that can't be right. I think Simon once mentioned that after the Red Tide influx, Dark's Ares was taken away from questioning. Could it have happened then? He's gone. Let's stop worrying for now. We can investigate when we get back. Our top priority now is to find where Lithos stores the mines. Only by killing him can we escape. Do the terminals you're holding work? Yeah. Let's contact each other every half an hour. Report our progress and any difficulties we come across. Alright. If we don't hear from one of us after half an hour, the rest will head in their direction to find them. Got it. Be especially careful, Commandant. Your wounds haven't healed yet, so be extra cautious. You get seriously hurt here, we can't carry you out and transform you into a construct right away. You won't survive. Yeah, sure, that's the reason. Got a bit of despair, the 4.5 people finally meet here. There are feelings in their hearts they embark on solitary journey finding their own track.
Red Tide projection.
Okay, now I'm seeing why Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, they do kind of look like those. Maybe every end that Lithos has experienced?
銃弾に撃たれた後もこの傷跡折り鶴の仕業かな。あれは本当に処刑椅子なんだ。全身の関節がねじ曲げられている。でも思ったより案外平気なのかな。やだ、 待って見つかっちゃった赤潮の影から出てこないでよまるでワクサ本人が蘇ったみたいねえ一体静かにしろねえ泡のように消えろ邪魔者め滅びろ沈め海の底に地震もう勘弁してよ何よ幻ワクサの趣味
何度死んだっていいんだ。だから僕に任せ、僕こそが最高の素材なのだから。
何それその上こんなものに殺されるっていうの影がだいぶはっきりとしてきたまるでワクサの記憶みたいワクサたちはこんな形で記憶を共有しているの
パパ、ごめんなさい。パパ、お願い。僕を愛して。パパ、ごめんなさい。パパ、お願い。僕を愛して。パパ、その痛い。痛いよ。お願い。一体何が。
静かにしろ私の目の前から消えろ私の目の前から泡のように消えろ出ていけ静かにし邪魔者め滅びろ邪魔者め沈め海の底に終わったよね
It's like, go on, Lamia. You should have known that you were supposed to move from there. Alright. Probably do this, never. I'm only 26%, what the fuck? Damn! I guess some of these story parts have been a bit long. Second check-in. Looks like everyone's safe. Any new findings? All I found were research materials on the mine. I can't understand half of it. Pick them up anyway. We can bring them to the Science Council once we escape. Those reports spotted names Kogawa Kurino, Cinderelic, Loki, Voodoo, and Catella. Ah, God, great. So, Kogawa Kurino was also involved in Project Catella. I'm not all surprised about that. What exactly is Catella? The beast that birthed the twins. You know, the thing that's like the giant heart. That's Cadilla's incomplete form. In plain terms, it's a, you know, just on legs. Huh? Here, it's all in the files. They also mentioned Loki and Voodoo. We have very little information on her anyway, so this is quite a useful find. Let me see. Loki. A test subject found in a basement after Project Cadilla ended. She'd been in prison for years due to aggressiveness and consciousness damage. In a concealed basement, she was left behind when all related personnel were cleared out. They found Loki. She was ramming the cell door non-stop. Her head was severely wounded, and it was too late to do anything about it. What we could do was preserve her mind data with Mister's help. Oh, is that why she has like those scar things on her face when it came to Voodoo? Or no, they were actually different people, weren't they? Loki's mind data was also damaged when her head was injured. Forcibly implanting it into her body would create a completely insane being. But I don't want to give up on her. Staying conscious is quite similar to Cadilla's. I'll have to find a way to stabilize her condition. Save not only Loki, but also Cadilla. If one's consciousness is not strong enough to keep their body stable, it's better to grant that body another consciousness instead. Mr. asked me to obtain consciousness fusion technology for the humans to use it on. Ah, I see. And that's how they got it from Kugawa Kurino. I see. Right, because again, by that point, they had already had the information from when they did that with Kamu and Kamui. The person who received the opportunity was someone from Acolyte Commercial Alliance, said to be an abandoned illegitimate child of Ashlar. Ah, great. Of course it would be Ashlar. She had no name, nor any emotions I could sense. Or to survive, she had turned into a mere obedient object with no mind of her own. What? What's that? Voodoo. The experiment was a success. She became Loki's new vessel. Those of all her uncontrollable emotions. Ah, I see. Right, because in the end, Ashlar's whole thing went down the drain, right? But that was only after a while that people actually realized, like, what he was doing, and he was actually charged for at least some of the stuff he had done, right? Because it had gone better later on for those on the train. I see. It's probably when that wrapped up. This method can be used to awaken the Cadilla, for her consciousness also suffers from similar flaws. Next, all we need to do is wait for the gospel to arrive. So the relic's wish will be fulfilled. The gospel? Mr. praised me for this. If only these studies could be of more use to him. Looks like some records left by Lithos. After all, this place is an old haunt of his. Naturally, everything left behind must have belonged to him. Right. By the way, I also saw a name in some of the files that caught my attention. Whose name? Kilgore Trout. He was a famous back in the Golden Age. Psychiatrist, psychologist, author, and murderer. Have you heard of this name before? No. Who's that? You don't know him? He's practically a celebrity. It's not that abnormal to not know much about the Golden Age, but why do you know so much about it? I was a police officer before becoming a consort. I worked on both Project Cadilla and the case of Kilgore Trout. I feel like I've heard that before. Project Cadilla was especially memorable. It was truly tragic. That accident. Accident? Oh, is that what they call it outside? Wasn't it an accident? Of course not. Also, the purpose of the project might not be as far-fetched as publicly claimed. According to our informants, the purpose of the project might be to create war weapons and divide the world government once more. So the purpose was war? Indeed. It's nothing new. And Barry in the ARU was the victim of a similar situation as well. Yeah, I was about to say, it's like, that wouldn't be the first time. We were so close to catching them in the act, but the day of our operation, their incinerator exploded, setting the whole research building ablaze. Incinerator explosion? Huh. Yeah. Something must have gone wrong in the last experiment, causing all the subjects to go mad. In turn, they beheaded the researchers and stuffed their heads into their own stomachs. Ugh. I see. That way they couldn't really be verified, right? After it? By the time the fire was extinguished, the area around the incinerator was littered with executed subjects. All of them burned beyond recognition. Yeah, so it wouldn't get pinned on them. Oh yeah, what were happening? Wait, what happened? I mean, what? The rest, they were headless scientists with swollen bellies. Some speculate that this incident might be connected to Professor Kilgore Trout in some way. If he was already dead by then, it could have been a copycat of his who was involved. There wasn't much we could do about it as we didn't have any concrete evidence. But now to see his name again in such a place.
Okay, I was pulling at a single new character.
Wow. Yeah. You just started, right? Wait, how many pulls you get? Because it can be like that sometimes. Sometimes you just get... Well, again, I guess it just depends on what banner if you're on. If you're doing it on the special rated banners, then naturally it should just be the same kind anyway. But then again, you actually do play gacha games, so it's like you would already know more.
Instead, I have a R3 Baiji. I think that's your name. R1 Yang Yang. Ah,
There.
yeah.
That dude's... Wait, again, in what banner are you pulling exactly? Just curious. It's like, really? Just like, only those? You sure you're not pulling the standard banner? The beginning? Oh, okay. I mean, there are... Wait, let me try to remember some of the... Actually, now that I think about it, there aren't, like, as many crazy ones. Well, actually, in the beginner one, wouldn't it only be set to, like, certain ones? Like, I think it would only be for Chija, Baiji, Yang Yang. I'm trying to think of other ones. I don't know if well, actually, maybe Mortifi would. Because when it comes to other characters, they're usually in the rate up banners for 5-star characters, but now that I think about it, Yang Yang, Baiji, and Shisha don't really have the other ones, do they? Or am I just being stupid again? No, actually, it might be for that. But is it the beginner one where it's like you guarantee to pull the 5-star? Because if it is, then maybe that's the reason why, I guess. But again, that would be my speculation.
Is there a way to trial the 5 stars?
There should be, I think.
Let me check. I'm gonna check on my phone, on my account real quick.
Yeah, because you're doing it for the selector of the 5 stars, right? That's what you're talking about? Before you actually get it? Because if you want to, I can check that right now. I'll check that on my phone.
Why do you think that this professor had something to do with Project Cadilla?
Beginning. Oh, okay, yeah. So between Colcharo, Verena, Verena Encore.
I was asking about limited. Is there a way to trial them?
Oh, about limited characters.
I mean, usually they just have you test them out when it's
when they're on the current banners and stuff. Like for this one, it should be Contarella and Camellia. But how? You go to what's it called? It's that thing. Like you go onto events, and then as you scroll down, there's this one called there's this like tab or section called Ascendant Aces, and you can at least try out the ones that have the rate up banners right now, which are Contarella. Well, I don't have events. Oh, okay. Then you probably had to unlock that first. But don't worry, those two they just started, like just a couple days ago. So you have at least like 20 days-ish to try them out in the trial stage. I mean, I know you're not gonna wait that long till the last minute to do it, but it's like that's how long they'll be up there. But let me see if there's another way that you can trial characters. Oh, I haven't that yet. Just trying to make sure for you real quick. Let's see. I'm trying to see. I would check to see. Wait, but I don't know if this is like you have, or if you need to have them or not to try them. I would recommend going to check this in case, because I could be wrong. But let me check here real quick. Try seeing if you can go to guidebook. Then there's like this third section called Path of Growth, and go to skill training. It says skill training. It's fine. I'll wait. Oh, okay. But I don't think this shows like all the 5-star. I think this will at least show you like a couple characters that it has, or that are in the beginner. Maybe. I don't know. I would check that in case. It probably isn't, but I would see if maybe like the beginner 5-stars are there in the skill training. If not, then because like I know there was a time when you could actually check it, but it's like it's been so long since I started the game. I don't know where I would check. I'm just checking real quick for you in case if like maybe it would be in other things. But yeah, I would just see if you can do that then. See if maybe you can check that through a guidebook. If it shows the beginner 5-stars on there that you can trial run. And again, if not, then I guess just wait for those. But again, it's like that wouldn't be the beginner 5-stars. But again, I feel like there should be a way to do that. Or maybe there'll be something. No, because I do remember there was something where it's like you could actually test out the 5-stars at the beginner one before you could check it out. But I just don't remember. It's just been so damn long. Sorry about that. I hope I was at least able to help in some way. Okay. Anyway, let me get back to reading. So, because, well, see, the goal of Project Attila was to have the dead be born again. The woman. So, oh my god. The way those scientists died with their heads stuffed into their stomachs. It's like the killer's way of declaring, if you people want to rebirth this much, do it yourselves. Wow, the ultimate middle finger. But just very, like, evil. Like, a similar phrase appeared in Kilgore Trout's final autobiography. I still don't see the connection. It's a bit complicated to explain. Let's talk about it later. Okay, you found anything, Lillian?
I saw a lot of Lithos' remnants. Some mechanical parts of his frame, limbs, torso. There was a red tide projection, too. Perhaps he died way more times than can be counted on 2 hands. The red tide projection keeps showing how he looked just before his death.
Just send in inherit memories through the red tide and the remains of their own physical form? Well, I mean, there is a way that, to be fair, Lucia was able to regain the memories of her original by going to a different body, but it's like there was still that natural connection between the two. The fact that they technically were the same person. I'd be inclined to think the same could happen with Lithos and their spares.
It's indeed possible. Some ascendants can even load and read the memories of the corrupted. Besides, the red tide stores a lot of information, so why red tide projections can appear.
Right, no one actually read one of his comrades' memories too, right? That girl from the past who he had worked with for something once. He had read through her memories in the red tide after.
However, the memories stored this way are mostly fragmented. The red tide projections here are more intact than those outside, though. Perhaps Lithos did something to make it this way? Also, the red tide projections shown later are very calm, as if he had died by,
What? Why would he resort to that? If a large number of stable minds are urgently needed for Project Attila, being ascendant, Lithos is the perfect material. But Lithos is no victim. Would he really be willing to sacrifice himself? It's too early to draw conclusions right now. How are things on your end? There are only a few rooms along this path. They all resemble orphanage bedrooms. Orphanages also become hotbeds of illegal activity. Right. Like the thing they did to Luna. The higher-ups, in order to keep the birth rate from getting too low, lined a punishment for child abandonment crimes, to setting up a bunch of new policies, also investing in the construction of multiple orphanages. The initial intentions might have been good, but the execution left much to be desired. You know about this, right, Lillian? Just now, Lithos said he and you both came from the same orphanage.
Yeah. There are indeed some orphanages that treat their children as goods and sell them to various buyers. Lillian, I was part of an early construct research program. The other children all died in the experiments. Litos and I were the only ones to survive.
What exactly is the connection between these clues? Any other discoveries? Ah, maybe the buyer was Kurino.
Because again, they needed more test subjects, but they hadn't gotten to the point where they could afford to kidnap constructs and commandants and humans in conservation areas. Maybe that was how they were doing the testing at first, to become an ascendant.
Group photo and some toys. Rubik's Cubes, building blocks, origami.
Did he used to belong to Litos' friends?
No idea. The only other items I found were some hair accessories at Litos's.
Hair accessories?
Yeah, like the wooden flower on his head. The last room was filled with many such items. There were also wood slices, likely for crafting, along with carving knives and shavings. Looks like this is where he makes his hair accessories for himself. This guy's an enigma indeed. I heard that the hair accessory used to belong to someone else. Oh. Seems like he's weighing out his head in memory of someone. Oh. Let's continue the investigation. We haven't found where Lito stores his mind backups yet.
Alright then, see you in half an hour.
Turley ended the call and all's quiet once again. What kind of feelings did Ascendant harbor while he sat alone in a room filled with belongings of his friends, or in his hair accessories? No matter how you look at it, it's just an ordinary wooden ornament. There's nothing special about it. Could he really have made so many of the same item just to celebrate someone's memory? Memory. Huh. I think I've seen this hair accessory before. The exact day is no longer possible to recall. Must have been before Lucia started using Plume. At Dominic Memorial Square, you saw a little girl whose face was full of sorrow. She was standing there alone. The patrolling drones and the seemingly inadvertent glances from passerby all hinted at her conspicuousness. And to confirm the identity of those passers-by, you decided to speak to her. Hello. I'm Grey River Commandant Xanthos. What's your name?
My name is Rosa.
She answered, voice timid, shivering uncontrollably, eyes darting around, trying to meet the piercing gaze directing at her from behind. Rosa. It's a beautiful name. You weren't sure what exactly was going on between the parties present, so you resorted to unrelated small talk.
Yeah, Mom said she loved the story of the Little Prince. Told me that I was the only Rosa on the planet, to her and Dad.
Your parents must really love you.
Yeah, but they've already passed away.
Sobbed quietly, speaking in a barely audible voice.
Was it you who sent me the message?
Message? No, I'm just...
Rosa, what are you doing here? Aunt Petra? I'm so sorry.
May I ask who you are?
You must be Vanessa's classmate, the chief from FOS.
Good day. Was indeed a classmate of hers.
And Vanessa's mother.
Oh. Really? Oh, she's Vanessa's mom? Damn. I didn't think we had parents left still. So, as you mentioned me the year before.
No, I saw your graduation photo posted on FOS's public subscription account. That's all.
Are you Rose's current guardian?
No.
It's better have you saw her, the little girl spoke firmly, clutching the hem of her shirt tape.
But Mom told me that she was a little girl Aunt Petra's grandfather took good care of her. Alright, let's get out of here, Rosa. What are you standing around here for?
Rosa refused to come out from behind you. Sorry, you're not her guardian. I'm afraid I can't let her go with you.
No matter what, my connection with this child runs deeper than yours. Her mother was taken in by my grandfather during the Great Evacuation. He believes she must have been a distant relative who got separated from her parents. Though there was no evidence pointing that way, and the timing of the separation didn't match, he still brought that girl named Rosa home. Yet, he had her take our family name and renamed her On. I would never harm young Rosa here. In fact, if you weren't the chief, I'd find your interest in her rather suspicious. Stop standing around here, Rosa. It's for your own good. I'm sorry. I'm waiting for someone. Someone told me they knew how my parents died as heroes. They told me to come here wearing my mother's hair accessory and said I'd be able to find their names here. Died as heroes. Anna and Rand died in a household appliance accident. Right on your birthday. Right in front of you, no less. You forgot.
Wait, Rand? Wait a minute. Wait, aren't those names, wasn't that actually the name that, that's who the dog was talking about, right? Initially, that he was trying to do something for people, or it's like he kind of regretted not helping certain people out. Was it Anna and Rand? Because I think before I initially thought it was like, oh, maybe Roland, but it's like he had changed his name and became Roland, but it was initially Rand, I think a long time ago. But it's like, is this what it actually was? He actually knew, like, Lithos' parents? Like, oh, like maybe the household appliance accident, that wasn't it. Maybe it had to do with Project Attila.
The names carved on the Dominic Memorial Square are all of the heroes who perished on the battlefield. No way you'd be able to find their names here. Who would deliberately fool a naive child by sending such a message?
Following her words, Rosa's tears began pouring down her face like blood from a wound. She seemed to have lost even the strength to sob out loud. I'll take her home. You trust me with this?
Fine.
Do you still have a place to go back to?
Yes, my godfather's place.
Your godfather? Oh, Asimov. Oh, it is, isn't it? After acquiring Asimov, you learned that Rosa was the orphan of his friends, it seems. It is! There we go, finally!
Now I know the connection between this Anna and Rand. So they knew Asimov for the Science Council.
Wow. No, so maybe they actually are kind of involved with like Project Attila. Asimov, still young at the time, had reluctantly agreed to become Rosa's godfather under their insistent convincing. Ah, okay, now that's why Rosa works together with Asimov sometimes. Even back when they were alive, Anna and Rand often worked outside of Babylonia. Rosa grew up lonely, with domestic robots at home as her only company. Under their guidance, she picked up a lot of concepts quite advanced for her age. She was a true prodigy, possessing an astonishing amount of talent beneath her youthful exterior. So by her age, she became a capable assistant of Asimov's. Asimov declined to answer any further questions. Long after that, Lucia mentioned the dossiers she saw and the intelligence she had gathered. She spoke about the ascendants connected to Ravage, Project Winter, and about Anna and Rand, the Science Council members who died because of it. Oh, there we go. Finally! The connections! Thank you! This is what I've been looking for. See? Project Raven will always find a way to tie things back. About damn time. So that's what this is. Thank you. I see. So they were actually involved in Project Winter. That's again why it's like he was so like hell bent on making sure that Project Winter would never happen again, and why he wanted to stop it completely. Why did Asimov look so sorrowful when those two were mentioned? Why would they? Members of the Science Council not work in safe locations such as Babylonia. Or was there perhaps no longer any need to hide the true line or allegiance of the deceased? Credit dossiers don't lie. They present reality only contradictory to what you thought was the truth. Died due to Project Winter. A vague answer to the question he refused to answer that day. Didn't notice the hair accessory back then, but now it seems that there might be a connection between Rosa and Lithos. But in what way? It couldn't be like the child, right? Because otherwise, I would think Rosa would notice she had a sibling or something. Or maybe like Lithos is a clone of the original Lithos. Or no, or the other way around, that Lithos is a clone of like Rosa's DNA or something that was scavenged for Project Winter. Think this over later. It's fine when Lithos stores his memories and defeat him once and for all. Can't keep everyone waiting too long. It's a human silhouette disappears at the end of the corridor. The discarded hair accessory rolls off the table and begins to spin along the floor. As it touches, red tide seeps out from underneath the walls. Any red tide projections as if phantoms in a haunted painting keep repeating the words from their owner's memory. It's useless no matter what I do. Mister, they left too soon. Even if one day I manage to create a vessel for the deceased consciousness, though if no consciousness left for me, I can't save them. I once naively believed that Rose might still be alive. That was just wishful thinking on my part. Mister, I want to go help them. I know you don't like that project, but I believe it can help more people. You said that the current goal is still to help us survive the disaster brought by the punishing virus. One can't fight against disaster without a good amount of strength. I'd like to share some strength for humanity. I don't want to see more people forced to face the same pain I did. You're worried they'll control me, that they'll abuse my powers and expose their secrets. Please, plant a seed in my body that can kill me at any moment. It's alright. You saved my life. So of course you can use and kill me at will. Like its ill-fated owner, all the remains of air blood-red flowers blooming in the corner. Wow, okay. Shit. So there is actually a surefire way to defeat Lithos. But is it like that hits the original Lithos, the core, or like the hive mind maybe? Okay. But alright, I know I haven't gone through this too much, but I think that'll be the end of the stream for today. Hopefully next time I'll be able to do more stuff, but damn, finally! More answers! I've been waiting for this shit for so long! But again, now I know about like the whole Anne and Rand thing with Azimuth, what they were involved in, and again, why he was so eager to help me out with the whole Project Winter incident. Not only because of like how much we're tied to Lucia, but it's like he had his own agenda he needed to complete once and for all to like close the book on this horrifying nightmare of a chapter. And now actually having Lamia team up with us as Lillian, again, another good point of closure as well for like Lillian's character as a whole. Actually having an understanding of like what she stood to gain by teaming up with the Ascendants, her connection with Lamia and all that, and what exactly Lamia's been doing this whole time, and how she changed her form already. So it was pretty cool, nonetheless. But anyway, that's gonna be the end of the stream for today. I'll see if I can do 2 streams tomorrow. I'll most likely just have the one for Atelier Yumia, because I haven't gone back to that game since like last week. So I haven't grinded as much as I would have liked to, but it's like, I think I at least did decent enough where it's like, I should be able to survive whatever the next thing is gonna happen. And then moving forward, I'll see if I can maybe do another stream on the side of more PGR, because like I said, we're getting so close to finally being all caught with the main story. I want to get as close as I can before the next update. And like I said, next week I'll definitely be doing the Wuthering Waves companion quest for Cantarella, see what she's really about. But anyway, let me give a shout out to IoCat5 for showing up this stream. Great chatting with you after so long. And hopefully you'll be able to enjoy WoW a bit more as you put at least a bit more time into it. I'm not saying give it up completely just yet or just only play that game, but at least give it a decent amount of time to see which one you prefer between that and Triple Z. Whichever decision you make, know that I got your back on it. But anyway, if you guys aren't already following the channel but you do enjoy the streams, please make sure that you follow, much appreciated. Check my YouTube channel for all the VODs, and subscribe there as well if you're not already. But this has been Sando's Vice. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. See you guys next time. We're out.
ルシアとの争いなんかどうでもいい。今は強くなることに集中して。あ？負けるのが怖いって？んなわけねえだろ。ルシアはどこ